Getting out to you on a Friday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. 203, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Jamie Rivers off. He'll be back on Monday. Last night, the Cardinals pick up a win in Tampa against the Rays. So they open up the series with a victory against the Tampa Bay Rays as they're playing
in Tampa. Not the St. Pete Rays.
No. So Lars Nootbaar is on a bit of a tear. Career best 5 straight multi-hit games for Lars Nootbaar. He's been 11 for 21, 524 batting average. He's raised his average from 228 to 244. And I know 244 isn't where in today's game 244
Hall of Famer
is a Hall of Famer. Back in our day, Carey, 244 was actually something to be embarrassed about.
Baseball mattered, Anthony, some would say.
Yeah, there you go. First Cardinal with such a streak since Tommy Edman in 2019. Latest game last night, 2 for 3, drew 2 walks, had an absolute rocket that he hit for an RBI in that double in the win. My question is this: if you're thinking about the outfield for the Cardinals, we've done a fair amount of speculating or pondering that maybe the Cardinals will trade Lars Nootbaar in the offseason. He clearly has value. He is a productive hitter when healthy, but that last part is what we all seem to concentrate on, and that's fair. Durability has been an issue for Lars Nootbaar, but he's going to have some value to other teams. Do you trade him, open up a spot, get maybe some pitching in return, and use that one of your only trade chips that does not have a no trade clause, by the way? Mm-hmm. Or, given the inconsistencies of Jordan Walker, who is yet to prove that he can hit the big league level consistently. Mm-hmm. Do you keep Lars and you keep the current outfield structure and you just roll with it again next year?
Well, I don't know. I want to credit the right person. First person I ever heard say it was Mark Schlereth, former Denver Bronco. The best ability is availability. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's the owner of that quote, but that's who I heard say it, so I'm going to give him credit. If Lars can stay healthy, that should be everything you say before Lars Nootbaar is if he can stay healthy,
right.
He could be Juan Soto. If he could stay healthy, he could be Barry Bonds. Mm-hmm. If he could stay, we can go on, because that has been the question his entire tenure. He is a good player, but he's often injured. And so you got a decision to make if you're the Cardinals. You've seen this story. You have proof of this story within your own organization. You've seen it with 2 other outfielders that you just traded in the last couple of years or moved on from in the last couple of years. Dylan Carlson, Tyler O'Neill. Tyler O'Neill was a hell of a player when he's healthy, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's the main concern that you have for Lars Nootbaar. And if you believe that, I am a believer, when people show you who they are, you should believe them, especially when it comes to injuries. And injuries are not always, it's not always your fault. Some people are just injury prone. I had a friend, man, we used to call him Bloop. He's a walking blooper. He just always fell down, man.
That's the Braves mascot.
Yeah, he's Bloop. He's a walking blooper. He's always falling. I don't know why Bloop fell all the time, man. Just did.
Did he ever get it checked out?
He wasn't nothing wrong with him.
Had a head injury or something? You guys sure? Did you ever check on him, or did you just call him a name?
No, he just called him a name.
Okay, yeah.
What the hell you think?
We're guys. Yeah.
You okay, man?
Right.
Why you keep falling? I don't give a damn.
I'll only get mad at you after something bad happens, and then to ask you why you didn't.
Yeah. So, some people are injury prone, and some people are unable to stay healthy. If you are capable of getting something for Lars Nootbaar and you want to move on, I wouldn't be disappointed with the Cardinals for making that decision. And I wouldn't be disappointed if they kept him, because maybe they believe that he can stay healthy.
Okay, so that is along those lines, Marsh, CD. I wrote this down in the notes before the show. I said, if Newt continues to hit well, is that more of a reason to keep him or trade him? Because I think you could go either way here. You can say, well, and I credit BK, and I think we got some audio from BK and Tanner talking about Jordan Walker today that we'll get to at some point. But in that discussion, I thought BK brought up a great point. He said, Jordan Walker, you're trying to get Jordan Walker to hit like a healthy Nootbaar.
Yeah.
You're trying to get him to hit like a Brendan Donovan, right? A healthy Brendan Donovan. So if the injury tag is the thing you're concerned about, yet you're trying to get Jordan Walker to just do what Nootbaar is doing, wouldn't you just hang on to both? Especially with Nootbaar hitting the way he is?
Yeah, where do you think the logjam, we always talk about the logjam, where do you think there's more of a logjam? In the outfield right now, or do you think it's the infield? Because I'm not saying that Brendan Donovan is like Lars Nootbaar, but Brendan Donovan has also been injured.
Sure.
Often over the past few years.
He has. Yeah.
And you have a guy in the waiting that could basically be the next Brendan Donovan. But it's the same conversation, I guess, that you brought up with Jordan Walker. You're trying or hoping that a player younger becomes what that person is ultimately already doing.
Right. I don't know. You phrased it. The way you phrased that is interesting, Marsh. Where is the log jam? I guess I would say yes.
Yeah.
Because in the infield, you got a third baseman with a no trade clause that's aging, that does not have much trade value, as we know. And I don't know what the trade value is even like. Is it worse now than it was in the offseason last year? Probably. Mason Wynn's set. You're good there. Wilson Contreras is set for at least the next 2 years as your first baseman. He hit another tater last night. Thank you very much, Wilson. I think all of my home run points, by the way, have come from Wilson Contreras in our home run derby. But second base, you mentioned it. If Brendan Donovan's not playing the outfield, he's playing second base.
Yeah.
JJ Weatherholt's he's coming. Might not be this year, but my man's on his way. So you have a serious logjam in the infield because you've got too many people. You don't have enough open spots. Yet in the outfield, you have this weird mix. Ivan Herrera should be your DH, period. Full stop on that. He should not be playing left field. Lars Nootbaar, a productive player, but as Carey mentioned, when healthy. You've got Victor Scott, elite defensively. I don't know what he is offensively. And I know you got thoughts on Nathan Church, too, and how the Cardinals continue to play him.
Yeah.
And then you've got Alec Burleson, who has been, by the way, your most consistent hitter the last 2 seasons, save for Brendan Donovan. He needs to play. He's a regular. So maybe you got a log jam in 2 spots, and by the way, you're not winning. This is ultimately the biggest issue with the Cardinals.
You know, you brought up a few times over this whole summer when we talked about Nolan Gorman. You knew what he was. You would not mind have him being a bench bat. Could you say the same thing about Jordan Walker next season, or do you think he is that guy that needs to play, even if it's here or if it's with another team? Could he be what you described Nolan Gorman to be? Where you start with Burleson and Nootbaar in your corner outfielder spot.
Yeah.
And then Walker slides in every 3 to 4 days. And basically in that time period, he shows you what he can do. Or do you basically have Dylan Carlson again?
I think you have Dylan Carlson again. That's tough. What do you think, CD? I mean, 23-year-old. Marsh just phrased it perfectly. I don't necessarily want him as a 4th outfielder, because then all you're talking about is what we're talking about now. Why isn't he in the lineup? Well, he's not in the lineup because he hasn't proven that he can hit consistently yet.
Right.
But he also needs the ABs to hit consistently.
Yeah. With Jordan Walker, I think you need to play him or trade him. I think it boils down to that. When you're a young player, you're still figuring things out. If it's not here, then it can be somewhere else. I don't think you're wasting your time and the player's time by having him sit on the bench, in my opinion. If he's not good enough to play and you don't think he is, somebody out there will think that they can fix him. There is always a guru on some team in some organization. I know what he needs. I can fix it.
Yeah.
Send him here.
Just give him
to me. I got him. And so there's a guru somewhere in some organization that feels that way. Go find that person if you don't think that he's good enough. With Lars Nootbaar, you get what you get and you don't have a fit. He's gonna play outstanding. At some point, he's gonna get hurt. And if you're willing to deal with that, then deal with that. But both of those guys need to play. Alec Burleson, I think is probably a DH or first baseman, but he's forced to play the outfield because your DH and first baseman are hitting the ball well and playing those positions well as well. So you have a log jam at the DH spot. You got a log jam in the infield. You got a log jam in the outfield. The only place you don't have a log jam is catcher, because you got 4 catchers and two of them are playing other positions, and the other 2, they're playing catcher. Ish. So, yeah, you should have a log jam at catcher too. But yeah,
I don't even think, it's interesting about the catcher, and I didn't even talk about the catching position, because to me that's the one area that's clear. I mean, you circle it if it's plain as day. You have to upgrade that spot at some point.
Correct.
I don't know what the urgency is right now, because you're in this weird, we're retooling, rebuilding, / it's all about the young development, plus you got catchers in the minors. So maybe it's just a hold situation. But that's the one spot on this entire position, on the when it comes to position players, where you say, we need a clear upgrade right there. It's a catcher.
Well, I think that with the guys that are in the minors right now, they project to be way better than what Pozo and Pajes are bringing to the table. Right. But if you are going into a rebuild, I don't know if that spot necessarily matters, because you have an idea of who you're going to bring up in the future years when they're ready to go. The problem is, with the rest of the positional players, now you're deciding which players do we keep and which players do we let go to know what direction we ultimately go in. Because there's really nobody outside of J.J. Weatherholt and maybe a few other players in AAA right now that are really pressing to be on this team for the upcoming years. And that's why you brought up Nathan Church. I find that to be fascinating. I know we'll get into that later, but with the catching, I think it is what it is at this point.
Right.
We'll just have to wait it out.
You're waiting. You're holding. You don't have a great hand. It's not good enough to fold.
You should fold.
You probably should fold, Trophy Husband from the Snake Pit brings up a good point. Wait, so if you have 4 catchers, you have no catchers. That's correct.
I like what 89 Blues said. He said, can we please stop calling the position a catcher and just say the guy behind the plate? I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is a
Blues.
fair assessment of that position, of that player that plays behind the plate.
Yeah, well said. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. That's Carey Davis. No Jamie Rivers today. Andrew Marsh is he's behind the dish. Andrew Marsh is.
What? Is that a crap sandwich?
Gonna stop.
I actually think catcher's an incredibly important position. You're behind the.
Okay. You got everything in front of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you've got the whole show in front of you.
You should keep everything in front of you too.
You control our mics. You control the commercials. You control. I mean, you're behind the dish.
Yeah.
You're controlling the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that was a massive compliment.
Okay. Well, you just said that we should stop calling them catchers and just say that they're behind
the Cardinals
the plate.
catchers.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We're not saying catchers in general.
Gotcha.
No. There was a report that came out that could be a bombshell in sports. I just don't buy it. And I'm interested to hear what Carey and Marsh's takes are on that. That's next on 101 ESPN.
what I heard from someone that's in the NFL, that the NFL told other, don't draft him. Do not draft him. We're gonna make an example out of him. And this came from a very good source, And he said that, I won't say who, somebody called the Cleveland Browns and said, don't do that. Draft him.
Really?
Yep, draft him. Don't do that. Because they weren't going to draft him either. They weren't going to draft him.
So that was Eric Dickerson, NFL Hall of Famer. He was on with Dan Patrick, and he was talking about the draft, of course, of Shedeur Sanders. And if you missed what he just said, I'll repeat. He said the NFL told teams, do not draft him. We're going to make an example out of him. Somebody called the Browns and said, don't do that. Don't draft him.
I picked up that they said that person that called
said to draft him.
Yeah.
To draft him.
He said, don't do
because
that.
Because you hear I think it was either Dan Patrick or Albert Breer say, really?
Yeah.
On top of Eric Dickerson saying draft him because the Browns weren't going to do that either.
So they reverse course. So Dove Kleinman.
I think what is transcribed is incorrect.
Okay.
I think whoever did call said you need to draft him. Basically,
I think he was saying, well, how I heard it was all the other teams pretty much colluded, and is how he's describing it.
Yeah.
That they colluded and said, don't draft him. We're going to make an example out of him. And someone called the Browns and said, don't do that. Draft him. Don't listen to the rest of the group.
Yep.
Draft him.
Okay. Here's my question, though. You're going to make an example out of him. What's the example? And Carey, you got a smirk on your face, so you know something I don't. Like, what would be the example that you're trying to make of Shedeur Sanders? That you're sending a clear message, right? So what would the clear message be? Don't draft him because his dad's Dion?
No, no one's bigger than the Shield. No one is bigger than us as a group. We are, like, you should be honored and lucky and privileged to work for this esteemed establishment that we have here, that we've grown. And the reason I have a problem with that is it's like, I worked my ass off. I deserve to be here. Nobody gave me bleep. Like, I deserve everything that I have. So the next progression in my steps, in my career path, is I ball out in college, then I get drafted, or I become an undrafted free agent, however that works, and I get an opportunity to play at the next level because, damn it, everything you've seen thus far shows that I am well worth playing at this next level. And so if they're saying we're going to make an example out of them, we don't. If that is true, what Eric Dickerson is saying, then nobody's bigger than the brand. You can't come in here and carry yourself that way and not have played a snap. So if that's the conversation that was taking place, then that to me would be the reason why that was said.
What if Shedeur Sanders had Cam Newton's talent?
Then it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
But
so why Shedeur Sanders? Because you could make this claim. Carey, you played in the NFL. You played college ball. You played around guys that were arrogant, cocky, beyond confident.
Yeah.
They come into the league every year. And even more so now because the younger generations are more about like, hey, it's my style. This is what I'm doing. I see it in schools now. You can wear hats in school. I wasn't able to wear a hat ever in grade school.
Wait, kids can wear hats now?
Yeah. What? Isn't that crazy? At least in grade school.
They just let them not take away their cell phone. They just took away their cell phone.
Which is smart. That's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. But my point is, you guys have often talked about playing for coaches along the way, whether it's high school, college, or in the pros, that said, you're going to do it my way, and you're going to shut up.
Yeah, times have changed.
Times have changed big time. So we're seeing more and more athletes get to whatever league it is and have their own individual style, and they're boastful or they're arrogant or they're flashy or whatever. Shedeur Sanders is, first of all, he hasn't even been that flashy, in my opinion. Dion, his father was flashy.
So that could be the second layer of that as well. Old grudges die hard. So some people, and I'm sure some of those team owners are still team owners or still in football. some of those people didn't like Deion, and Deion didn't care. Like, we talked about it yesterday. He dumped a bucket of water on Tim McCarver. Like, didn't matter. Like, and I'm sure he learned from that and grew from that and became an older man and learned that you got to handle things differently. But some people didn't, not some people, a lot of people didn't like Deion, still don't like Deion. Like, you should be thankful. That man is one of the greatest. Five fingers, name me an athlete greater than Deion. He's on the list. Mm-hmm. So when people say things, you should be thankful or grateful, it's weird to me. Like, God gave him something that he didn't give you. Why are you mad? And so some people are angry with Deion, and that can carry over to his child. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sins of the father, like all of those things can be true and be a part of why, if what Eric Dickerson is saying is true, that took place was taking place.
Do you buy this, Carey? Because I don't. I've got a hard time. I'm not saying that he didn't hear this, but this seems like an off. Like, I heard it from somebody who had this take in the NFL, and we've all been there where you're given information, and it's like, okay, I'm not buying it, Carey. Are you?
It's hard for me to say that there were, I don't know how many quarterbacks were taken ahead of Shedeur, but it's hard for me to believe that there were that many quarterbacks that were better than Shedeur Sanders.
That I agree with. Different conversation, though.
But that matters. Because if you're saying, especially the quarterback that's on his roster with him, you drafted Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round, there is not I would find it hard to believe that a professional GM, scout, and a bunch of people can watch film of both of those guys and say, yep, Dillon Gabriel is better than Shedeur Sanders. That's asinine to me because it's just, maybe it's a preference. But whatever that preference is, it ain't because he's a better football player. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I do have to believe that somehow, some way, that conversation was spread out throughout and it is cutting off your nose to spite your face because if a guy can play, well, damn it, I need him on my roster. I wouldn't give a damn.
Carey, if he was, this goes back to my Cam Newton question to you. If he was so good, none of this would have mattered.
But he's not Cam Newton, but he ain't Tyler Shuck. You see what I'm saying? Like he's better than him, but he's not as good as Cam. Like Cam is one of one as well. Like Cam is Heisman Trophy winner, NFL MVP, like one of one. He is a spectacular talent. That bar is high as hell. That's Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton, like that conversation. Shedeur might not be in that conversation. He's probably not, but he damn sure better than Dillon Gabriel and Tyler Shuck.
Okay. But again, if I'm a team and quarterback, it's a quarterback league. I don't care. I don't give a damn who his father is, how much cologne he wears, all the stuff that we've been hearing. If I think he's a fit for my team,
you're taking him.
I'm taking him.
I agree.
And he
100%.
fell to the 5th round.
But does this go beyond GM thought processes? Does it go to the ownership group?
And that's the other thing. Like, we literally have Brian Flores just got his case moved on about the collusion of the NFL. Like, it's when you talk about the NFL, you're talking about 32 people, the owners. So if you get 32 people to say, hey, don't do this, or 31 of them, yeah, they all said the same thing about Deshaun Watson. And what did the Cleveland Browns do? They signed him. We've had that conversation. Colin Kaepernick, he hasn't gotten signed. So it's not like these conversations don't take place. It's only 32 people. 31, I don't know what the hell the Packers are doing. I don't know what their host is. They got a whole fans that own the team, whatever that is. But there is a person that is in charge of the day-to-day operations. 32 people. So if you're telling me that 32 people can't get on a phone call or a text thread or 6 of them here and then talk to 4 of them there and another 3 here, like the conversation can be had. Hey, what do you guys think about you? We're not touching them. Yeah, us either. Cool. Cleveland Browns or Kansas City Chiefs. Well, Kansas City Chiefs don't need one. There are certain teams that didn't need a quarterback. So there's no need to even have that conversation. So if there are 8 teams that needed a quarterback, that's only 8 people. So I think it's more likely than unlikely for that to have happened. That's just my opinion. Because it's not all 32 teams. All 32 teams had no need to draft a quarterback at any point.
Which is one of the reasons why I think he fell.
That's the other part of it.
As opposed to saying all the 32 owners got on the same page here and said, we're not going to take him.
Jalen Milroe is not a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders. Tyler Shook is not a better
sling the ball.
He's not a better quarterback.
It's fair.
He's not a better quarterback. Like, those guys aren't better quarterbacks than Shedeur. But the team said, we're going to go in that direction as opposed to going in this direction. Mm-hmm. Was it a conversation? I don't know, but I would find it hard to believe that it couldn't have been. That's just my personal opinion.
And maybe I'm naive, but I don't. I think that I think we're searching for answers when the answers are in front of us. Well, and maybe you feel the same way, CD. But again, maybe I'm naive, thinking like I don't buy this.
Does Eric Dickerson saying this compared to some other person give it a little bit more weight?
I mean, Hall of Fame. I don't think Eric Dickerson would say anything like that without firm proof of what was told to him. Mm-hmm. I don't think he just woke up one day and said, you know what, I think the entire NFL colluded to keep Shedeur Sanders. No, I think that there was a conversation by someone he trusts in the NFL, and he said, this is what took place. And then someone told them, to the Browns, don't do that. Mm-hmm. I don't think he woke up and decided to do that and just to say that out of the blue. So,
on the Dan Patrick show.
On the Dan Patrick show. I don't believe that happened. And we got a message here said from the 636, the NFL colluded to move an entire team out of St. Louis. So
I'm not saying colluding doesn't exist. What I'm saying is I don't think 32 teams got together.
It didn't have to be 32.
Okay, then, but again, in my opinion, one of the reasons why he fell is the same reason why you're saying it was easy to do this.
Do you think that
they didn't need, and not
Tyler
every team needed a QB.
Is better than Shedeur Sanders?
I don't think so. No.
Do you think somebody watched somebody? If that is malpractice.
Okay, so if
you are the Saints ownership and front office, GM, scouts, and you sat down and you watched film and you said, "Man, that guy is much better than you should be fired," and you probably will.
So the Saints. So the Saints. How many millions or billions in some cases, like the Cowboys? How many dollars is an NFL franchise worth?
3 to 10 million, I would assume.
So we're talking about millions of dollars at stake here for everybody. Ownership down, millions of dollars for the ownership. You have these coaches, you have these scouts, everybody's getting a paycheck from the New Orleans Saints, and they say, you know what, Shedeur's much better than Tyler Shook, but damn it, we can't take this guy because the NFL wants to send him a message. I think the Saints. I think it's more likely that the Saints are incompetent than it is that these teams are colluding.
Is it not colluding if all of the teams get together and say it didn't have to come from the NFL? If all of the teams get together and say, yeah, his interview was terrible, we're not doing this with him.
Sure.
But if
they all come to the same conclusion, like
based on what another person said, or based on your own personal experience with him,
who's to say that Shedeur didn't actually go in, pop up his feet, and say, "I'm not."
And if he did, his ass shouldn't have got drafted.
Because there could be another side of this.
His father could do that. His father could walk into the Giants meeting and say, "When y'all picking 10? I'm out of here. I ain't gonna be on the board by the time y'all get to me." And very possible. Which maybe if the ownership is the same with the Giants, maybe they said, I'm not drafting him.
Right.
So that's part of it as well. But I do think it's not. I don't think there was a memo. I think the NFL is too damn smart for that.
It's just people talking. If it's like I saw you in the hallway and like, I don't think we're going to take him.
Now we're
the
talking.
Packers aren't going to take him either.
There were nobody. Everybody stayed. And then the rumors. Well, you played the what is it, telephone game where by the end of the line, the conversation that started here is vastly different from what it. By the end of the conversation, by the time it got to the 4th or 5th or 6th owner, that man was probably came in there with a boombox with his chain hanging, with his friends on the cell phone, feet kicked up. Like, that's how the conversation can shift from one place to another. And if you didn't have that experience, I do think that is a form of collusion, because you're being told by someone else, hey, you shouldn't draft that kid. He's no good. Well, what do your eyes tell you? And if you haven't talked to him, then you are foolish to make that assessment of somebody that you've never spoken to or had that. Now, if you had those conversations, if the Giants say it was the worst interview they've ever had, that's your right. You have that right to draft Jackson Dart, who I don't think is worse than Shedeur. I actually like Jackson Dart. But you ain't going to convince me that Tyler Shook or Jalen Milroe are better quarterbacks. They were in good systems. They were on better teams, damn better teams, better offensive lines for sure, but they weren't better quarterbacks than Shedeur Sanders.
The only thing I can think of with the Saints is that they want to, or thought Arch Manning would be available. Maybe he ends up changing his mind or whatever, and would be number one. And they do believe that Arch Manning is better than Shedeur Sanders. And if Shedeur Sanders starts for them and makes them a better team, even if it's by 3 games, they lose out on an Arch Manning. That's the only reason I could think maybe they went with Shook if there is no quote-unquote collusion involved. The Seahawks, though, different story. I don't know.
It's a unique thought. It is. It's a unique thought. I think we're giving the NFL too much credit, too, in that case, though, to kind of think that far ahead. But it is an interesting thought nonetheless. And I do agree with you, some telephone was played, CD. I just think it wound up with Eric Dickerson.
Maybe.
All right. That's Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. It's Andrew Marsh. We're going to play a lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals pick up a victory last night over the Tampa Bay Rays. Final score 7-4. They're back in action tonight with Miles Michaelis on the mound. First pitch tonight is at 6:35. The lineup is out, and we will play the lineup game next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Back in Tampa tonight to take on the Rays at George Steinbrenner Stadium. Got a win last night. Sonny Gray was on the hill last night. Miles Michaelis toes the rubber tonight for the Cardinals.
He's going to toe that thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think.
Adrian Hauser, former Brewer, pitching tonight for the Rays.
Doogie.
He is a right-hander. What'd you call him?
Doogie's brother.
Doogie?
Hauser.
Oh, Doogie, yeah. I just call him Dookie.
Doogie Hauser.
Yeah.
He did. You know who Doogie Hauser is?
Heard of the name, yeah.
It's a documentary about a young
genius.
teenager, I think he was, maybe even younger.
Genius
Well, no, he's a teenager.
doctor.
Yeah, did some good things. Then appeared in other episodes where he was talking about how he met his mother. All right, we ready?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Show us Lars Newbar.
International superstar.
Watch out, don't run into any walls or anything.
Show us Ivan Herrera.
Oh, Yvonne? That's a French-ass name, Yvonne. Yeah, my little croissant. Little cheese on my croissant.
What is Doogie? Is he right? RHP?
Yes.
No, show us Alec Burleson.
I thought I told you I'm a star.
You're already acting like you're a star, and we haven't even opened yet.
Show us Wilson Contreras.
You don't know how to play first base. It's not that hard. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Hey, anything worth doing is.
Mason Wynn.
Yes, sir.
Show us Mason Wynn.
What a shame.
Dog it.
Okay, so Gorman then, and I mean Mason Wynn's in this lineup.
Nah, sure. He doesn't need that many days off. He's a young man.
All right, so Gorman.
Sure. Show us Nolan Gorman.
Swing Serenade is brought to you by Gorman's.
Dingers! Hang me a curve and I will hit. Dingers!
Now Mason Wynn?
Sure.
All right. Show us Mason Wynn.
Second! Bring me that arm!
Thomas Sajaci.
Yeah.
Show us Thomas Sajaci.
Richard, do I have a mark on my face? It really hurts.
Nope, nothing. I thought I hit you on the shoulder.
My shoulder doesn't hurt very much, but my face does.
Not here or here so much, but right here. Pedro Paez?
Sure.
Show us Pedro Paez.
You're wrong.
Show us Pozo.
Bozo.
Where did this come from?
In an investigation, details matter.
Nathan Church.
Unless it's Walker.
Show us Nathan Church.
Surprise, surprise.
Your disgusted look. You weren't even going to entertain. It could be Jordan Walker. Show us Jordan Walker.
Die for every ball. It's boring otherwise, plus it looks harder. The most important play in right field is what I like to call
Carey's
the
so
janitor
dejected.
throw. Guaranteed out every time. I call it the janitor throw because it cleans up that are trying to take an extra base on you.
Okay. Run it there, Marshy.
All right, leading off in center field, Lars Newbar. Batting second, the DH, Ivan Herrera. Batting third in left field, Alec Burleson. Your cleanup hitter, first baseman, Wilson Contreras. Batting fifth, third baseman, Nolan Gorman. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting seventh, playing second base, is Thomas Sajaci. Batting eighth, behind the dish, Joel Pozo.
Good job.
Batting ninth in right field, Jordan Walker.
Back. They fair!
right, Marsh, what do we got for latest standings?
Well, Jamie is still in the lead. Carey is in second. So Jamie has 30 points, Carey with 18. Anthony, you picked up 2 points yesterday thanks to Wilson Contreras. You
Good
are
job.
at 15.
Thank you.
I'm at 6 points. I'm in last place.
Damn, Marshy. You're right there, huh? You're trying to catch me?
Yeah.
You're trying to just...
That's my goal.
Yes.
My only goal. I'm not going to catch Jamie, but if I can catch and surpass you, I'm going to call that a dub. All right, so Jamie did send in all his plays earlier.
What a shame.
Let's see here. Where did he?
Burley.
He's got Burley? Thank you. What are you taking? Who are you taking?
Gorman.
Gorman Fisherman? All right, I'm going to shake it up a little bit. Marshy, please give me Wilson Contreras.
He can't do it 3 days in a row.
Oh, can he?
He can't, is what I said. He cannot.
Give me Jordan Walker.
will.
Go with Walker.
Going with the walk show?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's the lineup game. That was Andrew Marsh, and he's got what's trending next on 101 ESPN.
What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending, brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter. Carey Davis, I'm Andrew Marsh. I was going to say and Mike Ryder.
Yeah, he came in real quick.
Bolted in real quick.
Yep.
So, and Mike Ryder. It's time for What's Trending. Guys, college football is starting up.
Yes, it is.
Can we just clap just for a second? Yes. This is great. Now, Carey.
Was that Florida State?
Nah, that was Illinois.
Florida State is.
I don't know what they do.
No, I'm seeing yours.
Keep singing it.
Okay.
You'll hear more of it.
Now,
Hear a lot
Marsh.
of it.
Yes. I was going to say, give us a clap. Now, give us a drum roll. Because I am choosing my team right now.
You have not told us.
I've not told you. You guys have had an idea of where I was going. But has it changed? It has not. I'm going with the Cyclones of Iowa State.
All right.
All
It's a
right.
good
Well,
team.
congratulations.
Matt Campbell's a good coach, man.
Yep.
He's a good coach.
So you're. How much does your choosing the Cyclones has to do with the fact that you can watch them tomorrow in
It
Dublin?
actually has nothing to do with them.
Really?
Playing tomorrow.
Dublin.
I thought maybe that would be a kind of like, hey,
I don't know
my
if that was
season
the
gets
right
started
accent.
tomorrow.
That was good.
What'd you say?
In Dublin. I don't know if that was the right accent. I'm a
No.
Black Irish.
Yeah, that was
Black
a little.
Irish.
Yeah, it's a little closer than whatever you did the first time. there.
Dublin. No?
Sounds like you're more so from like the Netherlands.
Definitely not Ireland.
Black Irish. No? All right.
What did you say?
Black Irish.
Irish.
Black Irish?
Black
Yeah.
Irish.
Said Billie Eilish.
Billie Eyelash.
Her too.
Yeah.
Or him
Black
too.
Irish.
I
That
don't know.
sounds. It kind of sounds like a. I don't know.
If that's a man or a woman. Is Billie Eilish a man or a woman?
It's a woman. It's a
woman. I don't know.
Yeah.
What does she sing?
Birds of a feather.
Flock together?
No.
Yeah.
Anyways,
March to Iowa State.
Iowa
Cyclone.
State. You know, I've actually been to Iowa State. I've been to a basketball game there one time. They took on the Texas Longhorns.
Did they?
But I have some buddies that went to Iowa State, and so we visited them when I was in college, and I had a great time. And it's a close, it's a close college. It ain't that far away. You know, it's 4-5 hours, give or take. It's
So
not
Ames,
too far away.
Ames, Iowa, just a short trip.
Short trip.
What is it, 6 hours?
He said 4.5.
4.5? Oh. I think
It could be 6. I don't know.
Hold on.
Let
Let me goggle
the
it.
goggle machine?
Yeah, let me goggle it real quick here, guys. Hold on. Oh, I just hit it. Wow. Now I'm walking around the building, apparently. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to my car. All right. Ames, Iowa is... You ready, Marsh?
I have it.
5 hours, 35 minutes.
Yep. Not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
Not too bad.
Okay.
So,
All right, well,
Good for
Kate,
you.
congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you.
Now, you are locked into this
I'm
team for
locked
the
in.
entire 2025 season.
Clone Nation, baby.
Clone
Come
Nation.
hell or high water.
Now,
Yeah.
is this just a one-year contract?
This is a 1-year contract for now with a chance to re-up. This does not include basketball. This is strictly football.
Okay. I like it. I like that
Where you
you
gonna go
set the
with basketball?
parameters.
Kentucky?
Wow,
Kansas?
we'll have to do it again when basketball
Blue
season
blood?
starts. But I had
North
some
Carolina?
rules. No SEC teams.
Proud of you.
Not that I don't like the SEC or the Big Ten, but I just can't pick a team in the top 10 or any SEC teams. Because I don't dislike Mizzou that much, you know?
You're not like Carey.
I'm not like Carey. You
I
know?
don't dislike SEC teams. You know Mizzou beat Ohio State in the bowl game.
You know, when you say it like that, Carey, that's when I feel like you do hate SEC schools or Mizzou.
No, they beat them. You remember that, right? You know
I
that.
do. I've said for a year now, year plus, Carey, that all anybody will remember is that it was Ohio State.
Mizzou beat them.
I know.
In the bowl game. You know, that's...
Mizzou beat Ohio State in the bowl game. That's all anybody's going to remember.
Everybody knows that.
You keep bringing up the fact that 52 of those players for Ohio State didn't have one Buckeye on their
Not a
helmet.
one.
It was still Ohio State.
Buckeye-less. In
Who
name
just
only.
won the national championship last season.
You're right.
A lot of those kids were on that team. So honestly, it's kind of a bigger deal when I look back on it.
A lot of those kids had never played it down, but, you know.
Do you guys have an early, like, I want to say it's way too early because the season is about to start, but do you have a national champion, a non-biased national champion?
I'm not a fan of how you said that, Marsh.
Because you can't
That's
do
biased. You're choosing Georgia, and you forced your beautiful young children.
I didn't force them.
You forced them.
No, I didn't.
You gave them the nudge and the wink. This is who I'm going for. This is a really good team, kids. And Killian and Maddie were like, well, Dad, why are you forcing? Nah, I'm not forcing you, but this is a really good team, kids. They're like, well, okay, Dad, I guess I'll cheer for him too. The only one.
Would you point at me?
Lincoln. My man Lincoln looked at you in the eye and said, I'm not doing it.
Mm-mm.
I ain't going, Dad.
Typically, he says that for everything. No. Okay, all right. This is how everybody in my family treats Lincoln, the 3-year-old. Anytime he's like yelling, I'm like, okay, all right. Okay, we'll just do what you say, buddy. No problem, man.
Have to be angry. It's okay.
We don't have to have the meal I just prepared, buddy. Well, I'll make you something else. It's okay. Little time bomb. Go ahead, Marshall. Or is that it?
No, I just wanted to know who you guys think is going to win the national championship.
Sorry, you did ask.
So
Georgia.
Okay, Georgia.
Why would I pick another team and then pick Georgia? You know what I mean?
Okay,
Why would I root for Georgia and then pick another team?
He said I'm biased.
But I just picked Georgia. Why? Because I think they're going to win the national title.
I think Illinois is going to win it.
Okay, there you go.
I guess Iowa State's going to win the national championship.
There you go.
No, I actually don't, but I think they're a fun team to watch.
Okay, can we pick the Final Four?
Yes.
All right. Who you got?
The Final Four.
Yeah.
Wow, so Texas, I have Texas there.
UT.
I'm going to go with Texas.
Is that how they say it?
I don't know.
You know what? This is going to be an interesting take. I'm going to throw Miami in there.
What?
Yeah. I'm going to throw Miami in there. I think Carson Beck ends up having a resurgence to try and prove everybody wrong.
No kidding.
So I'm going to throw them in there. I don't think they make it to the national championship, though. So we got Texas, Miami. I think Oregon will be our Big Ten representative this season.
Just one, huh?
Just one. And
he's wrong.
I'm going to go with Clemson. And I think Clemson wins the national championship.
Whoa.
That's
okay.
Just crazy.
Carey, your Final Four?
Ohio State. Notre Dame. Part of me wants to say Penn State, but I Penn State, yeah.
You have to with all your James Franklin love.
He better damn win it if they're in the Final Four. I give you. I don't think Texas will be there for whatever reason. It's probably going to be Georgia. And you know what? Maybe Alabama.
Ooh. You gave us 6 teams. Who are your 4?
I gave you 4. Penn State, Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Alabama.
So you took Georgia out.
I took them out because you asked. So quit asking.
I only asked because you picked 5 teams, 6 teams. I think Alabama's a sneaky play. Alabama is loaded.
They are.
Loaded with talent. Mm-hmm. And Kalen DeBoer doesn't lose many of those big games against the big-time head coaches. In fact, I think he's unbeaten against Dan Lanning, and I think he's unbeaten against Steve Sarkisian, if I remember correctly. Anyways, I agree with Bama. I think they're not a surprise because they're 8th in the nation, but I feel like they're kind of being overlooked, and everybody keeps talking about Kalen DeBoer being fired. So I'll take Bama. I'll take Georgia. I'll take Clemson. And I will take Penn State.
You all like Clemson?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
Yeah. But boy, I'm chalky. Outside of Texas, I'm chalky. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Let's get back into the Cardinal rallies, huh?
Do we have to?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Is there a rule? Do you think we have like you think that our listeners think we have like a minimum number of segments that we have to talk about the Cardinals? Do you think they give a damn?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Do they? Because when we have Freedom Friday, they don't text a lot of Cardinal questions.
Boy, that's a good point.
Like, just saying, like our listeners do not text a lot of Cardinal questions. It's not like, what are they gonna do? What is Heim Bloom gonna do? Mm-hmm. When is Mo leaving? Like, it's usually, hey, what do you guys eat for Thanksgiving? Barbecues. Yeah. What's your favorite beverage? Mm-hmm. What Marvel movie you watching? Just saying, I don't think they give a damn about
Typically, it's Captain America Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
The Marvel movie.
I'm Black Panther.
That's a good one, too.
Why.
Oh, we know why. We absolutely know why. It's a great movie.
It is. It actually is.
All right. Who is responsible for overhyping players? And if you're Greg Amsinger, you're blaming the fans. That's next on 101 ESPN. For your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh and Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Jamie Rivers off today. He'll be back on Monday. So, Marsh, I'm going to read a tweet that you had found, and you actually didn't get this topic from this specific mention, but you were scrolling through the comments and something struck you. So this is from Sandy McMillan, who says, if Lars Nootbaar, who we actually led the show off with today and kind of the outfield mix, but if Lars Nootbaar continues to play at this pace, he's going to finish the year with some really nice numbers. He could get up to a 3B WAR, whatever that means, and is currently rocking a 105 OPS plus. He's going to make it difficult for the Cardinals to move on from him. But that's not the thing that really stood out to you. It was actually a comment that was made in response to this tweet.
Yeah, a gentleman named Clark responded and said, can we please stop celebrating average players? We have a team loaded with average dudes. 105 OPS plus is replaceable. That's not rocking anything. Is he good? There's potential. Is he a future all-star? Unlikely. Corner outfielders need to be studs, especially on a team with multiple below-average hitters focused on defense at multiple spots. So that led me to the question of, who is responsible for overhyping players? And I'm not saying that Newt is overhyped by any means, but maybe there are people out there that believe that to be the case. But is it the fans? Is it media? Is it the team? Is it a combination of all three? Is there an outside factor to that? Who is responsible for overhyping one or more players in any sport, really?
I think it's a cocktail. I do. I think it's a mixture of blame that goes around. So walk with me, gentlemen. You have a player like Jordan Walker, for example, that is selected in the first round. And the team is excited by the draft pick, of course, because they were the ones that scouted him. They fell in love with him. He fell to them. They select him. They're excited about him. The media is also to blame because we need a story for everything, and we're also the conduit to the fans. So you have interviews with the team immediately following the draft. You have no idea if this kid's going to stay healthy. You have no idea if this kid's going to pan out. You have no idea if this kid's going to be just a regular starter or a superstar. But you're asking the questions of, well, why did you take this player? What do you think? What are the comps and all that? What are the teams supposed to do? It's draft night. They're getting the question. They're going to hype up their selection. Of course. One, they believe in the kid. And two, they believe in their process. They're not going to say, we'll see. That doesn't really elicit much confidence, right?
No.
So you take a player in the first round. You're excited about it. You tell the media who's got a microphone in your face, we're excited about this player. Now, us as fans grow attached, and I don't care what sport it is, but we grow attached to the round and the pick of that player. If it's a fifth-round pick that pans out, genius. Genius organization. They found this gem in the fifth round. If it's a first-round pick, which, of course, is no more guaranteed to work out than the players in the second round or the third round or the fourth round. We know this because at one point, Albert Pujols was a 13th-round pick. We know this is not an exact science.
Right.
Yet what we do as fans is, well, he's a first-round pick, so that means he's gonna be a stud. And when he's not a stud and he just doesn't live up to our expectations. Now, we haven't seen the kid play, but of course we have high expectations. Why? He's a first-round pick. If he's not a first-round pick, well, now we're pissed. And now we look at the organization and say, you hyped him up. You did this. We all take this is all of our faults. This is just how the situation unfolds. It's a first round pick. We automatically think stud. Yeah, we have there's nothing but fandom on the line for us. So if that player doesn't work out, well, we can just start pointing fingers. You drafted him, you sick son of a.
Well, can fans be upset at teams because they are wasting draft capital on a player that they thought was going to ultimately pan out?
You certainly can, Marsh. But, again, we have a long history of players not working out. There are more players in every draft. And let's just take the top four, or not the top four, but the big four, okay? We have more evidence that players do not work out. Most NFL rosters are filled with what, CD?
Guys that are good guys.
Undrafted players, that's right. Like Carey was.
Not most of them.
There's a lot of undrafted players.
Yeah. I was gonna say mid to average players, but I didn't want to talk down on.
No, wait, hey, if you make the NFL,
superstars are few and far between. But most of the guys are good players.
If you look at an NFL roster, how about let me scale back. Maybe I overshot. Most NFL rosters, I would say, are filled with undrafted players as opposed to 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round picks, which you get every year, by the way. Now, you got a larger crop of undrafted players.
Right.
But the theory is if you were drafted, you were better than the undrafted players, which, of course, is not the case.
True. But that's the thought. Correct.
Which goes back to my point, Marsh.
Mm-hmm.
We think you were drafted here, so you better be a stud. If you're drafted in the 5th round, you work out, you wind up being the organization winds up being the genius because you found a sleeper.
Do you think that we here in St. Louis tend to overhype our players, whether that's the Cardinals or the Blues, because we haven't necessarily had that huge superstar in quite some time? Kind of going back to our conversation we had earlier this week about the Blues, quote unquote, not having a superstar. So we tend to maybe overhype a certain player, thinking, and I'm a part of that as well. I'm like, well, Alec Burleson's gonna be the next St. Louis star, right? Alec Burleson's fine. Like, he's a good baseball player.
Steady starter.
Could you upgrade from Alec Burleson? Yes. You could upgrade basically anybody on this team, on the Cardinals, to get something better. So are we overhyping now like a Newt, going back to the original tweet?
I don't know if we're overhyping Newt. I think there's so much angst over Jordan Walker because he was a first-round pick. And there's so much angst over J.J. Weatherholt not coming up because he's a first-round pick. I do think there's some entitlement there with fans.
I'm looking at
and I'm a fan too, by the way, so I'm throwing myself in this category.
I think baseball is, and maybe hockey, like there are probably less surefire studs in baseball in the first round than any other sport. Football and basketball, I think you get drafted in the first round. Basketball only got 2 rounds. You get drafted in top 10, you're probably going to be one of them guys at some point. But I think in any sport, like being drafted in the first round just means your potential to be really good is higher than some of the other guys. And some people mature later. Some people get better. Some people pick up the coaching better. Some people pick up the mechanical parts of it better than others. But I think it's very difficult to figure out who's going to be what when you're drafting. Like, you don't know. You assume, and then there are, you do have those guys that are surefire guys. You draft them in the first round, you're like, hey, yep, he's the one. You talked about Cam Newton. He's one of those guys. Lamar Jackson wasn't drafted early, but ended up being one of those guys. Like, it really just, I think it's very difficult.
I also think the timing of, and going back to Jordan Walker, why are we so enamored with Jordan Walker? He's so polarizing. Well, it's because the Cardinals can't figure out their right field situation, right?
Yeah.
The Cardinals drafted Jordan Walker to be an infielder. You know, like, do you think if he wasn't in the outfield and we weren't trying to basically push him to be the player that we want him to be, that he would just be another first-round draft pick that the Cardinals have had since the draft has been around?
Okay, so this might, Marsh, your question may actually go perfectly with what Ellipsis 150 just said in the snake pit. Can I read this off?
Yeah.
So he says, who knows what Oscar Taveras was going to turn into, but I remember Mozeliak basically said the same thing about Oscar Taveras being the next Albert Pujols. And then in response to my comments about, us as the fans being in that cocktail mix of, overhyping players, Ellipsis 150 says, but Anthony, when your Pobo compares Taveras and Walker to Albert Pujols, do you expect the franchise to not get excited? Mo should have just not said anything. I don't think we overhype our players. I think our front office overhypes our players and gets the fans excited and expectations up. Then, when you don't meet those expectations, we are angry. I think that's completely fair.
Yeah.
And I did not, if you remember, I started off with the team coming out and being excited about the player. So Ellipsis 150, I think your comments are well made. However, let me ask you, did you see Jordan Walker play? Did you get excited about him because of what you saw of him? Like, let's not give our power away. If you felt like Jordan Walker was going to be a stud and your expectations are not being met, then that's one thing. But if you're just blindly following what Mo's saying while also simultaneously calling him an idiot, that's on you.
Right.
For getting excited about a player you didn't watch. So that's why I say we're all culpable of just assuming that a player, because he's drafted in the first round, that the team is hyping up. Because when you're asked about, I'm not going to say, you know what, he's got a bunch of holes in his swing. Well, I don't know. they're gonna be excited about it. It's up to you to watch that player and determine whether or not he's being appropriately hyped or if he doesn't match his first-round status.
And I think you can go a different direction with J.J. Weatherholt. I think we're able to see a lot more of him as compared to Jordan Walker, because Jordan Walker, he played Double-A and then was on the team.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people are watching Springfield Cardinal games.
Right.
Compared to Memphis games, or at least seeing them on the internet. I don't know.
The other thing I think we do too, and I think Ellipsis 150, who's not alone in this, because I've heard this too, about Mo comparing Tavares Jordan Walker to Pujols. He did it with Tavares, but let me read this quote. I'll start off with the one about Tavares. Back in 2013, Mo said of Tavares, "When I think back over the last 15 years or so in St. Louis, I can only think of one man who's had a more prolific-looking bat at this time in his career, and that's Albert Pujols." So Mo certainly put that on, Tavares at the time. This is what Mo said, though, about Walker. When discussing Walker's hot performance in high A, Mo said, "You think of players at that age that have put up those kinds of numbers. Since I've been here, you probably would say Albert Pujols, and the other would be Oscar Tavares." He was talking about his performance
at that time
in high A.
Yeah.
Ooh, telephone. It's a game of telephone.
At that age.
That's why I said I've never heard Mo actually say he's the next Albert Pujols, but we keep attributing that quote to him.
Correct.
Now, Jim Bowden said this was years ago, he believed that Jordan Walker would be NL Rookie of the Year and produce a big bat. But
That's the media.
Yes.
I've never heard John Mozeliak say, he's the next Albert Pujols. You know how foolish. First of all, I don't give a damn how good you think someone is going to be. You don't compare them to the greatest, one of the greatest right-hand hitters of all time.
Right.
Like, that's foolish. Mm-hmm. It's like, he's a lefty. He plays in the outfield. He's the next Barry Bonds.
Right.
He's the next Ken Griffey Jr. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't put that pressure on a young player or any player.
Okay, so John Smith comes in. Jordan Walker was the number 4 prospect in the MLB, though. Okay. But again, he's a prospect.
What does that mean?
We just look at a list. What I'm saying, here's my overall point. We have to take accountability for this, too.
Yeah,
we can't just look at a random list, get excited about it. Jordan Walker is, he doesn't wind up being a superstar in the first couple of years and say, "These scumbags lied to me."
Yeah,
they said he was going to be. No, you looked at the lists, you followed the media,
right?
You didn't make your own observations, and now you're pissed that your expectations aren't being met.
Yeah.
So I think, again, this is why I said it's a cocktail. There's a mix here of things going on. We can't just say Cardinals overhype their players. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And some of you may not like what I'm saying on that. I get it.
They'll get over it. I believe it.
Yeah. I believe in all of us, Carey. All right, let's do our sports six-packs. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So, got any questions for us? Part 1 of the sports six-pack is next.
time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Time for part one of our Sports Six-Pack. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line with Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh.
Question number one.
All right, let's go to the 314. We were talking college football during our What's Trending segment. We get a question about college football. A college football team not currently being discussed as a playoff team that will be in the Final Four of the college football playoff. Who is that team for you?
Okay, so I have said this in the past. Excuse me, get choked up when I think about this. I've said this in recent weeks, and there are a fair amount of people that just hate this pick. But I think Texas A&M at number 19. You're already grimacing. You okay?
No.
You got bad food or? It couldn't be my take.
Smell that came through.
Okay, got it. I think Texas
Aggie football.
I think Texas A&M, given what they have on both lines, given the continuity that they're bringing back with their coaching staff now, I think Texas A&M could surprise. Others completely and vehemently disagree. But if I'm looking at a realistic team to make an Indiana-type run, I think it's Texas A&M. Now, maybe that's not shock value enough. I got to choose somebody out of the top 25. But at number 19, I think it qualifies.
I wanted to go South Carolina, and then I looked at their schedule. They got kind of a gauntlet after going into week 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. South Carolina is a team that I thought surprised a lot of people last year.
I just think they're one of those teams. Who was it last year in the NFL? There was a team in the NFL that I feel like everybody just kept hyping up, or it might have been 2 years
Kansas
ago.
City Chiefs?
No, you can't overhype them.
Say that again?
There was a team, Marsh, you're better at this. You're better at remembering this stuff. There was a team either last year in the NFL.
It's probably the Dolphins.
Or 2 years ago that everybody fell in love with. That wasn't a playoff team the year before. And I said, I feel like we've gotten to the point now where we're overhyping them. It might have been 2 years ago with like the Colts or last year with the Colts.
And they were good?
No.
Oh. You thought they were going to be good going into the year, and people were just excited talking about it.
It became everybody's off-season darling.
They just drafted Anthony Richardson at that point.
Might have been 2 years ago then with the Colts.
The Dolphins sound like that.
Sound like
team.
The Dolphins or the Clippers.
Maybe it's the Dolphins a year. I don't know. But my point is with South Carolina, I feel like everybody loves them now. Everybody loves them. They become kind of the off-season darlings of, you got to watch out for. ... And it's always South Carolina that people say.
I told you and this is why I'm glad Marshy picked them as his team. I think Iowa State is a team that could surprise me. They are ranked number 22. But I mean, Matt Campbell to me is one of the better coaches in college football and has been for a while. You got Rocco Beck. I think that's a team that probably can win that conference, should win that conference, and be right there knocking on the door for an opportunity to play in the Final Four.
And I'm not just saying this because Carey just picked the team that I chose today, but I was genuinely thinking about this before you said that. I was thinking, what about Illinois? They only have Ohio State. That really is one of those teams that you're like, okay, I could see them losing that game, but based on what I saw from Indiana at the end of the season in the college football playoff, I'm kind of out on that team.
Yeah.
So I think they can win that. USC, they always find ways to lose. Other than that, who on this schedule is really a formidable opponent that can't land Illinois at a higher seed to put them in a good situation to make it far, at least to the top 4. And I'm not just saying that to pump your tires, Carey, but I'm just looking at the schedule.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
Put it in reverse.
Oh, Terry. Yeah, that's a good point. So my question would be then, though, they better go undefeated, though, right?
At least,
or have
we
one.
can
unless you lose to a top-seeded Ohio State team.
For me, we play Ohio State at home. I don't coach, right? I'm not a player. I'm not. I just do radio. I don't coach for them. You go into that Ohio State game 6-0. If you lose, if you go into that Ohio State game 6-0, they're 6-0, you're probably looking at a top 5 matchup between those two teams at that point. Ohio State, to me, and again, I'm not a coach. I'm not speaking for them. You got Western Illinois. You got to go 1-0 each week. That's the goal. But I think a lot of people will be looking at that Ohio State game as, that test where you're like, okay.
Very true. To Marsh's point about Indiana, though, I think Indiana got boat raced by. They did. I mean, that was ugly, and that was
at Indiana. Was it at home? It was at Ohio State.
That was an away game. It was rainy.
Yeah,
I thought it was at Ohio State. Was it at Ohio State?
I think it was at Ohio. I think it was at Ohio State. Anyways, to Marsh's point, though, there's not. Besides Ohio State, you might be able to lose one.
You can have a loss like that. Indiana still made the college football playoffs, and they lost by 2 or 3 touchdowns to Ohio State.
But they won every other game.
Correct.
So I think Illinois is going to do that too.
Well, absolutely. And I'm not saying that Illinois needs to win the Big Ten, be a top 4 team, but if you can be on the side of 1 through 6 versus being down in like 11, 12 range or even 10, it gives you a better opportunity to win at least the first game, because then you would have home field. You would play in Champaign.
Sure.
So,
yeah, I hear you.
I think it's a sneaky team.
I mean, Western Illinois, Duke, Western Michigan. Normally, I'd pump up the MAC, but I'm not going to do that for Western Michigan. I hope you boat race those fools. At Indiana, USC, Purdue, Ohio State, Washington, Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin, Northwestern. I'm not saying you guys don't have a couple of like trip up games, but
every game is you got to be dialed in. You do. I'm not just saying. I'm serious, like you do.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm just saying.
That Duke game is going to be a tough one on the road.
Yeah.
Early in the season, like you got to go down there and take care of your business.
Their defense is typically good.
I think, but I watched this Illinois team last year, and they were, they were tough, like well coached, tackle. You very rarely did you make the first man miss. Like they tackled well. They were never out of their spaces, out of their gaps. They play ball. Defensively, they play ball, and the quarterback doesn't turn the ball over. So if you can repeat that, run the ball, I like our chances.
Marsh, was that only one question? All right, another piss poor job by us. Let's get to part 2 of the Sports Six Pack. 314-399-9646. Keep those Air Comfort Service text line questions coming in. Part 2 of the Six Pack next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals defeat the Tampa Bay Rays last night by a final score of 7-4. They're back in action tonight with Miles Michaelis on the mound. He'll go up against Adrian Hauser. First pitch tonight from George M. Steinbrenner Field is at 6:30. If you have missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We have part 2 of our Sports Six-Pack coming up next, so get your questions in to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Part 2 of the Six-Pack is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
Well, as Marcia told you in the Sports Center update, we have part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack. The Air Comfort Service text line is 314-399-9646. So if you have a question for us, send it in. Still plenty of time to get your question read off. Marcia, go ahead.
Question number 2.
From the 270, will Milan Lucic be a difference maker if he makes it through his PTO with the Blues?
Well, I think we got to lean on what Jamie said the other day, guys. I mean, this is somebody that can provide
grit.
Yeah, toughness. Grit, toughness, exactly. An opportunity to play on the fourth line and allow the guys that he's playing with, his line mates, the opportunity to skate around with big huevos rancheros, knowing that they're protected. So I think he can make a decent impact, provided that he's in hockey shape and ready to go.
I agree.
Question number 3.
I like this question from Grant Francis Fan Club. Lots of talk about the new Cracker Barrel logo. What's the worst rebrand, sports or otherwise, you have ever seen?
Oh. This is a great question. I actually saw the Dolphins' old logo and the new logo underneath the old Cracker Barrel logo and the new one, you know, like signaling that was one of the worst rebrands. I don't know about that. Marsh, you're really good at like the graphics, and you kind of have an understanding of like the classic look and what not to do. So you'd probably be better than we would, but I'll take a look. I'm sure Carey will too.
There's one that for me stands out, and their second logo isn't terrible, so I don't know if it's the worst rebrand, but for me it's the most disappointing, and that's the Toronto Raptors. I love their actual Raptor logo when Vince Carter played for them.
Sure.
And now it's a basketball with a Raptor claw going through the basketball.
Yeah.
But I thought that logo was awesome. So I'm disappointed that it went away from that and their color scheme changed, because I did like the purple. So I'm disappointed about that one, but it's probably not the worst rebrand sports-wise. I hated the Mighty Ducks rebrand, and now they went back to it.
I agree with the Ducks one. That one was brutal. The last couple of years that they had, I don't know.
It's the D, but it's a webbed duck foot.
So now they're going back to the old Mighty Ducks logo. I love that. Carey, you got one?
I don't. I mean, the Cleveland Browns have the worst logo. They don't have they're the Browns, but they're got an orange helmet. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, it's because of Paul Brown, but I hear you.
And they got the brown uniforms, looks like.
Yeah. And a leprechaun on the field.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Or an elf. I think it's an elf.
Is it an elf?
Yeah, I think it's an elf.
Who knows?
It's not a leprechaun.
Outside of sports, one rebrand that comes to mind that I think actually, and I don't know the statistics with this, but it may have hurt the brand, is the Jaguar.
Jaguar?
Jaguar. The car.
Oh, the car.
Jaguar.
literally just clicked on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know.
Like they changed their logo. It had the it was like jumping, and now it's not that anymore. They changed it. It just says Jaguar.
Oh, that's dumb. A lot of people don't like the Falcon rebrand. The Falcons, including you, right, Marsh?
No, I like it. I don't like the jerseys. I think the numbers are too big.
I like both of their logos.
I don't like the Falcons.
No, he doesn't.
That's not true.
No, you do. You don't. Actually, you do.
I played for the Falcons.
And you actually been hyping them up more than I have.
I've been giving them all the
Look,
love.
I apologize, okay? I apologize, Carey.
I'm going to wear my Falcons jersey in here.
So
wear it to work.
You would have had the first rebrand of like the new logo.
I think I got a black jersey. I think I got all three: red, black, and white.
But you guys, that was red.
Mm-hmm.
Were you guys mostly red, or was that black?
Mostly red.
Okay.
Red and white. Red and the white jersey. I think I got a black one in there. I don't know. My son takes them and puts them. They're not where they're supposed to be. Let's just.
He steals them.
He takes them and just. I don't know what the hell he does with these jerseys.
If I'm missing something, or I want to find something that my kids had their hands on, I typically just look on the floor. That's usually where they leave
They
stuff.
just step over it like it's not there.
Yep, that's correct.
We're getting a few texts saying the Tampa Bay Rays, their rebrand from a while back, they were the Devil Rays, and they had the actual Ray in their logo, and now it's just the TB.
Yeah, I like that. Or the stars. They got like a star.
Oh, the
or
stars.
something.
Oh, that's a great one. That's a terrible rebrand. I hate their logo.
I was actually saying the Rays have like a star.
Oh, I thought you meant the Dallas Stars.
I was going to take credit and say, yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I totally wasn't.
You should have just went with it.
Yeah, I should have.
Yeah.
I think a team that needs a rebrand is the Washington Walgreens. They like you got to do something.
Wasn't
with
that the Senators logo though back in the day? The curly W.
Maybe
the Washington Senators.
So maybe they're paying homage
I
there.
think that might be what it's for.
Either way.
Yeah.
Question number 4.
All right, from the 618, which of the 4 major sports do you think is the hardest to establish an expansion team? I would say baseball because of how the big farm system is.
Yeah, factoring in the farm system, I think that's accurate.
Is that hard?
Well, we've seen. Let's go the other way. We've seen NHL teams take advantage of the expansion rules, like Vegas. Now they've altered that, but even the Kraken have had, I guess, a little bit of success. So I think the NHL doesn't seem as difficult. The NFL, when the Jaguars and Panthers stepped in, they
jumped right in.
They had some good success, early on. NBA,
difficult in terms of
I think it's
having success on the field. Oh, okay. Yeah, probably baseball. Basketball wouldn't be. I don't think basketball is. You're not going to get top tier players.
So you think it could be hard?
I think it's very hard. Incredibly hard, some would say.
So I know this isn't the NBA, but the WNBA, the Golden State Valkyries, they're 18-17. Then their expansion year, they've had a good year, relatively speaking, considering their expansion team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll say baseball.
I'll just say basketball, just because I have no real proof or reason.
Okay.
Just to be opposite.
That's I appreciate you just going opposite and telling me that.
You got on a black shirt, I got on a white shirt.
Oh yeah.
And I have a gray shirt on.
Wow, we totally
a little bit of in between.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our shading is incredible.
See how that
right
works?
now.
Nice job, guys.
Good
Really
job.
nice job. We've got absolutely no color here, but you know what? It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's all good.
Question number 5.
From the 314, how do you think Mizzou is looked at across the SEC by other schools making their list of 3? Are we a team that everyone wants to play, like a Vanderbilt, no one wants to play, or an indifferent team?
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings here, and Carey, judging by his face, I think is on the same page as me. I think that I think that programs are indifferent with Mizzou. I don't think that they're a team that you're looking at and saying, "Hey, we do not want to play these guys."
No.
Do you think there are teams right now, like the upper echelon teams, the Alabama, the Georgia? You think they're looking at Mizzou and like, we don't want to face these guys?
No. I don't. I mean, the SEC does have a lot of good teams. I give them credit where credit is due. If you are, let's pick a team, Anthony.
Ole Miss.
All right, you're Ole Miss. You more worried about Mizzou or Georgia?
Georgia.
Mizzou or Alabama?
Alabama.
Mizzou or Texas?
Texas.
Mizzou or LSU?
LSU.
Mizzou or, you said you're Ole Miss. Mizzou or Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Mizzou or Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
Mizzou or Florida?
Florida.
Mizzou or Auburn?
Mizzou.
Okay. How many teams is that, Anthony?
A bunch.
Mizzou or Texas A&M?
A&M.
Okay. So, yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Question number 6.
Interesting one here from Ladue Lawn Boy. Who will have a longer tenure as GM? Is it Alexander Steen or Chaim Bloom?
Ooh.
Wow. That's a great...
I think Steen.
I mean, both places have had long tenured GM/presidents.
But Bloom has been in how many places thus far in his career?
Started off in Tampa, then went to Boston, and is now
third
here.
stop?
Yeah, but only his second. This will be his only second time as the president.
Do you think Bloom, and we've talked about this before, what Theo Epstein did, he goes into an organization, changes it, they end up having success, and then he just moves on. Could you see Bloom doing something similar where he is the GM for the Cardinals, he changes the culture, the Cardinals get back on track, and then now he goes to a different organization to try and fix whatever problems that they have?
Yes.
No.
No?
No, I think if he has success here, he'd stay. I think if Boston if they had success at the big league level, I think he'd still be in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I don't view him like Theo Epstein. I mean, let's be real. Theo Epstein's a front office god.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he turned 2 cursed franchises into World Series champions, not even contenders, World Series champions.
Mm-hmm.
Theo Epstein's on another level. So I think Bloom, I understand your question.
Yeah.
I understand the nature of your question.
I'm just wondering if that were to be the case, then I would say Steen would be here longer.
Yeah, no. I don't know. Why do you say Steen, Carey?
I mean, I think for the reason that he's a Blue. He's one of your guys. He's
that is
successor.
True.
Like he's the guy that is, and I guess Bloom is the success, but he came from the outside. It feels like like Steen is this organization. He's in the organization. Like if that makes any sense.
If both are struggling at any point in time, maybe the Blues are more likely to hold on to Steen because there is that relationship, whereas Bloom has no ties to the Cardinals other than what he's doing right now.
Yeah, so in that case, it'd be a little bit more difficult to really, part with Steen because he has connections. Yeah, there's more emotion there. I could see that. Sure. All right, we'll go there. We'll go that route. Of course, if Bloom, if he makes any sort of money for the ownership group, he'll be here for 30 years.
Yeah.
Forever.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we got the Gauntlet in less than 15 minutes. Marsh, do we need a Gauntlet contestant? We good?
We do.
All right, so great. Good thing I asked. Air Comfort Service text line is 314-399-9646. So if you want to participate in the Gauntlet, feel free to send in your Gauntlet message to us, and you have an opportunity to take on either Marsh, CD, or me in less than 15 minutes. Who is actually to blame for the drama in Dallas? That's next on 101 ESPN.
have agreed to give more money than has ever been given in terms of guaranteed money than anyone ever has as far as a defensive player. I've done that. I am the cat that writes the check.
So that was Jerry Jones, who everybody hates. It's fascinating on 101 ESPN, even Cowboys fans. Man brought him the dynasty. They'll say, it was Jimmy Johnson. It was both of them. Who hired Jimmy Johnson, CD?
Jerry Jones.
Yeah, okay.
Jury.
But Jerry Jones, full of pride, full of ego, as we know, and kind of full of himself. So I understand the hatred. But this Micah Parsons situation is interesting. So here's a bit of a timeline on the Parsons situation. In September of 2024, Parsons said on a podcast that he's confident about staying at Cowboys, not worried about the contract. That same year, Stephen Jones claimed that Parsons' side didn't want to negotiate yet, but Parsons later disputed that. In December of 2024, Parsons said he's willing to work with the team, says he doesn't need $40 million a year or to be the highest paid defender. In January of 2025, he met with Jerry Jones after the college football playoff semifinal, and there was a positive conversation, but no contract talks. In February of that year, Parsons says he wanted a deal done before free agency, didn't want another delay like he saw with Dak Prescott or CeeDee Lamb. Now, Parsons has said it's one of the reasons why he wanted all that done is because he wanted to concentrate on football, and if there's any money that's left over salary cap-wise, Cowboys could use it at other positions. Same month, Jerry Jones said that a mega extension for Parsons is his top priority. Then things started to kind of go sideways. Parsons issued a call to action, urged the front office to move faster to strengthen the roster. Parsons' agent met with the Cowboys officials. Parsons and then Jerry met in San Francisco, and things have from there unraveled. Jerry Jones has stated that, and you just heard him say on Michael Irvin's podcast, that he offered Micah Parsons the highest contract among defensive players, but he hasn't been working with Parsons' agent, who apparently has told Jerry Jones that he can shove any contract negotiation stuff up his rear end.
Which Ryan Clark just posted a video saying David Mulligetta, who is Parsons' agent, he said he's never told anyone that in his entire life, and he doesn't know where that came from, essentially. I'm paraphrasing.
Do you believe him, though? I mean, everybody has said to somebody in their life that. No?
I've never said that. But I have told you can kiss an area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have the audio?
Yeah, we do, actually.
Here's Ryan Clark, Carey's former teammate with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And my only claim to fame, my former teammate at ESPN.
I just hit David Mulligetta, and I simply asked him, I said, did you tell Jerry Jones to stick the contract up his ass? Because I was like, ain't no way. And he laughed, and he said, I've never used that phrase in my life. So for anybody who is reporting that, for Jerry Jones saying that, this is false. This never happened. This is just another public way to make this situation, which is already ugly, even uglier. David Mulligetta in no way has ever told Jerry Jones or any other general manager or owner that. It's all bullcrap. It's all lies.
I laugh because I've never said that phrase either. Now, if he had told him, I'm going to put my foot there, then I would have been like, yeah, he definitely said that. But other than that, yeah, no, I think that now, you know, somebody's telling the truth, somebody's not. The truth is somewhere in between. Who knows? But this whole Micah Parsons contract saga has carried on much further than people. I'm sure both sides wanted it to, and it sounded like Micah was interested in signing a deal where you read that he said, oh, I don't need to be the highest paid player. And somebody from the NFL PA probably said, yes, you do. You got it. Not just for you, but for the person after you. Mm-hmm. And the person, you know, and how it works is if Max Crosby signs, then you get a little bit more than Max. If JJ's brother TJ signs, you get a little bit more than TJ. Like,
right. That's how it works.
That's how it goes. And so if Micah Parsons was saying, no, we can just work it out, his agent was probably telling him, no, you hired me for a reason. This is what I do. This is my job. Let me handle this. I will talk to Jerry. We will get it sorted out. You sit back and just get ready to get paid and get ready to play. And Jerry seems like how it sounded that he felt like him and Micah had a deal, had an agreement. Yeah, but you got to talk to his representation. And so now we're here. I don't think David Mulligetta told Jerry put the contract there. Like I said, if he told him put my foot there, I would be more than likely to believe that. But I don't think he told him to stick the contract there.
Well, if he offered him the most amount of money a defensive player's ever made, like, shouldn't you take that?
At the time, but that's probably before it is. If we're looking at the timeline, that's before TJ signed. That's before Max signed. That's before Myles Garrett signed. And if you're his agent, you're telling him, wait. Those guys are going to sign.
Wait.
And you're going to get more than them.
Walk sign is on.
So, yeah.
Jerry Jones has gotten this far because he is a shrewd businessman. He bought the Dallas Cowboys because he borrowed a bunch of money and just rolled the dice on an oil rig, I believe in San Francisco. I think it was or somewhere in California. He was able to purchase the Cowboys because of that risk. He has done things his entire life to shake things up. Jerry Jones was a teammate of Jimmy Johnson at Arkansas. Nobody wanted Jimmy Johnson because there's a college guy who hired him and worked out. There are other things where he has done it, including he wants to cut out the agent.
Yeah,
he's going to save more money. To CD's point, he's going to save more money when it's all said and done. But Micah Parsons now is caught in the middle. Yeah,
doesn't that ultimately help the team though?
It would, but if you're Parsons and the agent,
I understand it,
and the agent the agent is not an employee of the Dallas Cowboys.
No, right. His job is to work for his client.
Correct.
To get him the most money possible, and that's what he's supposed to do.
Or whatever
the client decides.
Wants, yeah.
Now, if Micah goes to him and says, hey, you know what? I'm tired. If he wants to pay me less than TJ, if he wants to pay me less than Myles, I'll take it. Now, again, his agent will tell him that's not a smart idea. Right. One, because you're not getting your full value. Two, you're also setting a precedent for other players going forward that, well, Micah took less than the next player. And so now you're setting the precedent going forward that the next time an ownership, because they do talk, Anthony.
What?
Yeah, they do talk. And they
especially
will say,
when it comes
to money, they will say, well, Micah didn't take the most money, and he signed after TJ. He signed after Myles. So you almost, it's almost like you owe it to, the NFLPA, the Players Association, and the players that are coming after you to take the money that is owed to you.
Well, then how come, some of these other guys just didn't do the same thing? Does does he deserve to make more money than TJ Watt?
Yeah, because he's up next.
Okay, so that's typically how that works.
You're next in line.
Yeah.
And the check gets bigger the longer you wait.
That's why people always stumble quarterbacks. He's not better than that guy. Yeah, but he was next.
He's next. Dak Prescott is getting paid more than anybody else in the National Football League. He's not the best quarterback in the league.
Right. It is interesting how that works, though, because I think from a fan's perspective, at least from my perspective, I think a player should be paid based on how they play.
They are.
But it sounds like you're saying who's up next.
They are.
If you're worthy.
When your turn is next.
If you're worthy enough. If you're a franchise quarterback and you're next, you're going to get that. You're going to get paid. Like Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Trevor Lawrence got paid. You think Trevor Lawrence is?
No, he's not good right now. No, that doesn't mean he can't be.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not a commission-based thing. This is if your market is good, you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
All right. It's Fast on 101 ESPN. We got the Gauntlet next.
4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
4:06, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Anytime Carey and I get to talking about like bands from the 90s, Carey is...
I don't know anything.
It's amazing. But you know what? In fairness to you, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, see?
I mean, I called SZA. SZA, so, you know. We all learn.
We do.
We all learn.
Learning about Alice in Chains and Alice Cooper.
Yeah. Not the same.
Didn't know. Thought Alice Cooper was the leader of Alice in Chains.
No.
Only makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, Alice...
I can see the confusion.
I can see the confusion, but absolutely not. No. Yeah, 2 different musical groups.
Didn't grow up with that
/ people.
Genre of music.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, we welcome in Jerry to play the Gauntlet. What's up, Jerry?
Hey, how's it going, boys? Heard y'all talking about me on the radio.
Is this Jerry Jones?
No, thank God.
Good. We've taken a lot of different meetings and stuff like that with corporate, so we don't want to get into trouble here. So, Jerry, appreciate you listening. Thanks for playing. Would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, or me in the Gauntlet?
Let's go. I know Carey gets overused, but I feel like he's rested enough. Let's go with Carey Davis.
Carey Davis.
Good luck, Jerry.
Thank you.
All right, so CD's going to make his way into the cone of silence. Jerry, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
All right, here we go. Jerry, what do you think, man? What do you want? What category?
Hey, if it's college football, I'm good. If it's pro football, I'm fast lane.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I guess we'll find out because it is football today.
Okay, so I had football yesterday, and it was... I think it was all college football, wasn't it, Marsh?
I believe so, yeah.
But we don't know. We don't know. We don't write the questions, obviously. That'd be cheating.
But college football is starting this weekend. I would not be shocked if it is college football centric.
Because Jerry wants college football, I hope it's college football because I think that'd be a good... Well, ultimately, we just want a good gauntlet, and I want to say the names of cities correctly. That's really the only goal I have when it comes to the gauntlet. All right, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Each question is worth 2 points. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Unfortunately, this looks all NFL, but let's see how you do.
All right.
This is appropriate with question 1. Name this Dallas Cowboys linebacker who was the first non-quarterback to win Super Bowl MVP.
First non-quarterback. I'm thinking Ken Norton Jr. Final answer.
Question number 2. The Commanders recently traded running back Brian Robinson to which team?
Options.
Options are the New England Patriots, the Arizona Cardinals, or the San Francisco 49ers.
I'll go Patriots.
Final answer?
All right, question 3. Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart plays for which NFL team?
Jackson Dart. Oh, doggone it. Options.
The Patriots, the Giants, or the Jets?
It's not the Jets. Patriots, Giants, or Jets. I'll go. Let's go Patriots again. Why not?
Final answer?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Final answer.
Final answer. My bad.
All right. Question number 4. Seattle Seahawks drafted which rookie quarterback in this past draft?
Oh, boy. Seattle Seahawks. Options.
Options are Jalen Milroe, Cam Ward, or Tyler Shook.
Oh, man. I will go Cam Ward.
Final answer?
think his phone got cut off. All right, let's bring back Carey Davis from the Cone of Silence. Jerry, how you feeling?
Jerry or Jerry?
Jerry's, how you feeling?
Hey, not so great.
Okay, well, let's see. It's a Friday. Let's see how Carey does. Carey's putting on his earbuds here, putting in his earbuds. How was the Cone of Silence?
Good luck, Carey.
Thank you, Jerry.
M-I-Z.
ILL. Anthony. You're Anthony. You're Marsh. Ryder and I.
Yes.
We're talking about Alice in Chains. And Alice Cooper.
Who's not sitting next door at Keishi.
Learning something new every day, man.
That's Alice Cooper.
Didn't know. Well, why in the hell? Hey, you know what? I don't know. Why? It only makes sense that the guy named Alice Cooper would be the lead of Alice in Chains in my brain.
Okay, here we go. Your category today is football.
Foosball.
Yeah. All right, question 1. Name this Dallas Cowboys linebacker who is the first non-quarterback to win Super Bowl MVP.
Dallas Cowboys linebacker?
Yeah.
Super Bowl MVP?
Yeah.
Ooh. No, Larry Brown won MVP. Was it Larry Brown? Yeah, I think it was Larry Brown. He's a DB, though. He wasn't a linebacker. Options.
Ken Norton Jr., Chuck Howley, or Randy White.
Randy White was a DN. Chuck Howley won the MVP? Ooh, that's ridiculous. Chuck Howley, final answer. Jesus, please.
Question number 2. The Commanders recently traded running back Brian Robinson to which team?
Oh, we were just talking about this. Oh, my God. Give me a second. We literally just talked about this. Damn it. Where did he go?
You said right before the show, you go, oh, Brian Robinson got traded. I said, yes, he did, to the...
Jeez. Oh, I don't want the options. Can I take some time? Can I get 10, 15 seconds?
You can take hour and 45 if you want.
Gotta get
it won't be great radio.
Where did the hell did he go? Oh my God. Oh, for a 6th round pick. I'm gonna be so mad. It wasn't anyone in the South, North, East. Oh my gosh. Options.
Options are the New England Patriots.
No.
The Arizona Cardinals.
No.
Or the San Francisco 49ers.
Man! The 49ers, final answer.
Let's see if that costs CD later. Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart plays for which NFL team?
New York Giants, final answer.
Why are you looking that way?
Because sometimes it feels like trick questions.
That's why I looked at you the other day with James Franklin.
Question number 4. The Seattle Seahawks drafted which rookie quarterback in this past draft?
Jalen Milroe, final answer. These feel like trick questions. Those last two. I'm mad about the damn Brian Robinson one. I knew that answer.
Let's hope it doesn't land you in the penalty box, Carey.
Let's find out. Marshall, just go top to bottom here.
Yep.
Name this Dallas Cowboys linebacker who was the first non-quarterback to win Super Bowl MVP. Carey went with Chuck Howley. Jerry, without the options, went Ken Norton Jr. Correct answer is...
It's Chuck Howley.
CD up 1-0. The Commanders recently traded running back Brian Robinson to which team? With the options. Carey said the 49ers. Jerry said the Patriots. Correct answer is...
The 49ers.
Carey up 2-0. Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart plays for which NFL team? Carey, without the options, said the Giants. Jerry, with the options, said the New England Patriots. Correct answer is...
It is the New York Football Giants.
And the Seattle Seahawks drafted which quarterback in this past draft? CD went with Jalen Milroe. Jerry went with Cam Ward. Correct answer is...
It is Jalen Milroe.
Jerry.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Not today.
Sorry, Jerry, you didn't want NFL. You said it.
Nope.
And
that was the last thing I wanted.
Yeah, I was honestly, I was hoping for college football because that was what you were hoping for there, but it was NFL. And sorry, Jerry.
Well, hey, it was fun playing, and I just want to say to all the Cardinal fans, keep your head up. I've seen a lot of Cardinal baseball throughout my life. It will get better. Just hang in there.
Well said.
I feel like we needed that.
Yeah.
We needed that, Jerry. Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry. We'll see you, pal.
Hey, enjoy you guys.
Thank you.
Good job.
Take care.
Thank you.
When Jerry said that, all I kept hearing is, keep your head ringing.
No, he said keep your head,
that's
keep your head
Tupac.
held up high.
Keep your head up. That's Tupac.
Yeah.
Keep your head up.
Yeah, but all I heard was the other one.
That's Dr. Dre.
I was going to guess.
Oh, sorry.
It's Dr. Dre, though.
Good job.
Good job, man.
Thank you.
Pete, he's been telling us that we can't get back on the bandwagon anymore for the Cardinals. I actually texted him. I said, I think ever since we hopped off the bandwagon on Monday,
good
they've
things
been
happen.
playing good baseball. So I think we should just stay off and just let the season play out.
How did Pete?
He liked it.
Oh, good.
He liked the message.
Good. Okay. Because Pete's been angry with us.
Yeah, I think Pete just wants more from
Pete
us.
is Brandon.
No.
No.
And I think Pete, a.k.a. Brandon, owes me $1,000.
I don't think Pete's Brandon.
Pete, are you Brandon?
He's not going to tell you.
Pete, are you Brandon?
First of all, he's not here. He can't answer.
Are you Brandon?
Second of all,
he's listening.
No.
Pete, are you Brandon? I want my damn $1,000, man. Want my damn money, man.
Speaking of positivity, Brandon wagered with Carey
$1,000.
He could be positive for one whole segment, and Carey was, and we have not seen Brandon since. He disappeared.
He did. That typically happens, though, in situations like that.
Not always, but typically.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, we got an opportunity for you to win a pair of tickets to the St. Louis Blues home opener versus the Minnesota Wild on October 9th at Enterprise Center. Blues hockey right around the corner. Single game tickets for the 25-26 season are on sale now. They got placed on sale earlier this morning, 10 a.m. You can find out more details and a chance to win a bonus chance to win a free pair of tickets for the Blues home opener now at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app. Here's a trivia question. Earlier today, Andrew Marsh declared for the 25-26 football season that he will be a fan of this college football team. What team was that? If you're listening earlier, this one's a layup. Text into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646 if you have the correct answer, and you are the 101st texter with the correct answer. You're going to go see the Blues and the Wild for the home opener. Well, another young baseball player just got paid, which led Carey to ask a certain question that he'll ask next on 101 ESPN. This weekend, head out to Auto Centers Nissan and Herculaneum. You can find your next new or pre-owned vehicle there. If you're looking at new, they've got just a wide selection. When I say wide, I'm talking about over 1,000 vehicles out in their Herculaneum lot. So no bouncing between lots, no mystery, no wondering if you can, test drive the vehicle that you just saw it at AutoCentersNissan.com. They'll have the vehicle, the exact vehicle you're looking at. And right now they got 0% APR for 60 months, 0 down, and no payments for 3 months on 2025 Rogues, Pathfinders, and Muranos. All built right here in the United States, all priced to move with massive dealer discounts. Plus, every new Nissan comes with their exclusive lifetime warranty and a 30-day return promise. Only at Auto Centers Nissan. Check them out online at AutoCentersNissan.com. If you do head out there this weekend, and I highly advise you do, weather's going to be great. If you need a new car, strike while the iron's hot. We're getting toward the end of the month. Take advantage of the deals that they have right now at Auto Centers Nissan, and tell them Stalter sent you. Well, another player in Major League Baseball, another young player, just got paid. The Baltimore Orioles just handed their young catcher, Samuel Basallo, an 8-year, $67 million contract. That's after a whopping 4 games and 14 at-bats.
I mean, but those 14 at-bats were...
Oh, he's got 14 home runs, doesn't
he? Probably.
Yeah. So, Carey, this led you to ask a question in relation to the Cardinals, which is?
Yeah, when does Mason Wynn get paid? Because, listen, you are going to do yourself a disservice the longer you wait. We were just talking about this with Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. This transcends to other sports as well. It is much easier and much cheaper to pay a player. Now, the Orioles must know something that I don't know. 14 at-bats, okay, cool. But when you pay a player that is proven and shown himself, and he's still young, and you can pay him well below market value, there's not a soul that is going to turn down this contract that this young man just got at 21 years old, right? You're going to take that because it's more money than you will than you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Not more money than you could potentially see, but right now, for sure, you're going to take it. So if you're looking at trying to save yourself money, we talked about the Braves model, how they have done it. At some point, you have to look at Mason Wynn, look at his talent, know that he's your shortstop for the next 10 to 12 years, hopefully, God willing, no injuries, none of that stuff. But he's a guy that you could pay now, and you're going to get a much greater value in terms of what you're paying him in comparison to what you would pay him 3 years from now.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned it. You hit it. You nailed it. It's the Braves model. It's find somebody that is going to be productive, or you're damn sure that he's going to be productive, and you pay him. You pay him up front. It's a lot of money, which entices the player. A lot of these guys, are coming from situations where they never thought they'd see this sort of money ever, and they wound up signing.
Right.
The only problem is the MLBPA, which, according to our guy Chris Duncan, the late great Chris Duncan, our buddy, they'll contact you. Say, hey, don't pay it. Do not sign that.
Well, that was an issue with Roman Anthony. There was a lot of people out there saying, "Hey, why are you taking this deal right now?"
Because it's $100 million and it's
fully guaranteed,
changing money. And it's easier for the NFLPA or MLBPA to tell an established player, don't sign that contract because there's more. Right. Hundreds, 200, 300 more. But you're talking about guys that are 4, 5, 6 years away from getting to that point. And I'm going to get $100 million now. I'm going to get $67 million right now. They're paying $8 million a year.
Yeah.
Do you think the Orioles not a problem?
Right.
And if you think that this young man's value is going to be a $20 to $25 million player, you just paid him $8 million a year right now. And he's going to sign it because he's got 14 at-bats, and he don't know what the hell he's going to do next week or 2 weeks from now or a month from now or next season. Yeah, I'll sign it. And most players will. And it's a dirty business, but if you are on the owner side of things, if you're on the ownership side of things, it makes all the sense in the world to give that contract. I have teammates that if they would have waited one more year, instead of signing for 10 to 12 million, they might have signed for 30 or 40 million dollars. But that 12 million right now, yeah.
Right.
Yes. The following year, you'd have got 40 million.
Right.
A contract, 4 years, 40. Now you're making 10 a year rather than 4 a year. But that team said, yeah, we're going to sign you now.
Yeah.
Because they saw something in that player and said, this is the time to sign him. I'm going to pay him, and I'm going to save myself $6 million each year based off of that situation.
Do you think the Cardinals are past the point where they can give a deal like this to Mason Wynn, or do you think that if he ends up winning the Gold Glove, that they kind of missed their time to do that?
No, I think the window's still open.
Okay.
Yeah, I really do. Now, is it going to be what did this kid just sign for? $67 million?
67
Yeah,
million.
is it going to be that? No, you're probably looking at the very least
100.
Yeah, easily.
What did Roman Anthony sign? 8 years, 120.
So you're looking at that.
Might be more expensive than that
because he's a shortstop, and if he does win a Gold Glove, it probably would be
8 for 130. You could probably offer Mason Wynn 8 for 100.
Yeah, I don't know if he's.
I wouldn't take that.
He might not take it.
But not with this team.
I would
not
start
with
there.
Many questions there are.
$100 million.
I'm taking.
And this is the business part of it. And Mason Wynn, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. That's why most players are eager to sign that contract.
Yeah.
8 years, $100 million. Yeah, okay. I'm not saying that he would take it, but that would be my starting point with him and see where it goes.
Is there any reason why, outside of the Cardinals not wanting to just spend the money, is there any reason why they wouldn't do something like this?
Because baseball is set up where you can go through the arbitration process and save yourself a buttload of money and then see if that player can maintain what they're doing. If they can't and their value lowers, you can pay less. Or if they're an injury-prone player, you wait on it. I mean, it's set up for the teams to really play this thing out.
Which direction do you think they'll end up going? Because, Chaim Bloom comes from previous franchises that look to cut as much cost as possible and still remain competitive. So if it's like a constant, cycle of players, if you wholeheartedly believe that your system that you've set up can keep producing players, what's going to stop them from moving on from Mason Wynn and finding the next young shortstop to replace him once that time comes to pay him?
Yeah, it's a good question. My guess on this is that they will not pay Mason Wynn this sort of deal. My guess is they will continue to let this play out with every player, but they will be different. If you read through kind of what the generic plan is, draft, develop well, and then if you do get a player like Mason Wynn, pay him when the time is right. So that would differ from Cleveland or Tampa, which is Tampa has started to pay at least one guy a year, or one guy a generation. Unfortunately, the last guy they paid did not work out for reasons beyond baseball. But Cleveland, if they get a Jose Ramirez, they might do it. But otherwise, I interpret that the Cardinals will probably be flexible to bigger deals with their homegrown players. But I don't think it's going to be pre-arb.
Could you see them doing this with a J.J. Weatherholt? No.
I think it's the same thing.
So if it's
I
not,
think they let it play out.
If it's not any of those two guys, then it's not going to be anybody.
Probably not.
No.
Unless it's Liam Doyle and he comes up and he's Paul Skeens.
Maybe.
Yeah, that would be different. If he's an ace, if he's Paul Skeens like, and he's playing and performing at that level, then maybe him. But
take our money.
I just think if you are trying to build a team and have the culture and have your guys in place, locked in for years to come, like not having to go through the arbitration, not having to go through all of that nonsense, to me, it makes the most sense. And you know what you have. You have learned over these past 2 years. Mason Wynn was a Gold Glove finalist last year. He's going to win one this year, probably be the best shortstop in all of baseball, where 2 years ago, we were like, I don't think he's ever going to make an all-star team. Look at all the shortstops in the National League. It's going to be two. And now he's proving that he is the best one defensively, for sure.
Yeah.
And so that has to count. That has to account for something. I don't know how those metrics weigh out for the Cardinals. What's more important to them? Making sure that this player is locked in for years to come, or waiting the process out and seeing how it goes.
I think they have to figure out what they're doing with the big three, and by the big three I mean Arenado, Gray, Contreras. Can you at least get one of those contracts off your book? If you can, then maybe they do entertain something like this. But with those three guys still on the roster for more than 1 year, I can't see them doing something like this.
Especially with Contreras and Gray, for now, saying they're not going anywhere. And Arenado now he tanked his own market.
He called them the big three.
Yeah, I know. I felt kind of slimy about that, but
yeah, I think he meant big three contracts, though. In fact, I know it.
I like that here was MV3. Like, I'm like,
I didn't say that.
That's what you heard. That didn't feel right.
No.
It's what I said, what you heard. We've established that a long time ago.
Very true. There's a head coach that is trying to reshape the culture in a spot, and I've already heard some people laugh at the idea that he had yesterday. We'll tell you what the idea was and whether or not it was actually creative. That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Miles Michaelis will toe the rubber tonight for the Cardinals as the Cards take on the Tampa Bay Rays. First pitch tonight is at 6:35. The Cardinals looking to pick up their second victory in a row. They defeated the Rays last night in Tampa Bay by a final score of 7-4. If you have missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Andrew Marsh and Anthony Stalter. So, Carey, you had brought this up with Aaron Glenn, the now head coach of the New York Jets. Obviously, he's trying to change a culture that has been seriously damaged. And Justin Fields and the Jets held a quote-unquote secret player-led practice on Sunday. Now, Aaron Glenn was there. And the reason why he was there, even though it was player-led, is because he didn't want any of the other coaches to kind of be around and influence. He just wanted the players to take responsibility and accountability and have their own practice that they led without the media around and all that. I have heard since he's had this little player-led practice, I've heard it panned by a lot of people.
And it will. It should. Here's the thing about there's one thing about practice where your coaches are there and they're constantly correcting you and on you and telling you, well, no, you missed this or you need to do this and think about this. When it's just the players, when it's just the practice was led by linebacker Jamian Sherwood, I think, and
Fields.
Justin Fields, quarterback. And so those were the two players calling plays for the offense, calling plays for the defense, and getting people lined up and getting them going in the direction that they need to go. It does a couple of things. One, it forces your quarterback and your linebacker to know, make adjustments on the fly, call the plays, be able to spit it out without having to hear it. So you not only have to know what you're saying, you have to be able to communicate it clearly with the entire offense or the entire defense. It also forces you as a player to be accountable to your teammate and be where you need to be. So if I'm a running back and the fullback messed up, or I see, the other running back that's in, hey man, you didn't do this right. Here's what you needed to do. Oh crap, I didn't, my bad. I got you. So now you're coaching yourselves and you're actually taking ownership and you're holding each other accountable because there's nobody else telling you what you should be doing or where to go or how to get there.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. I think it forces players to do their job correctly and look at each other and say, hey, that's not up to the standard that we need. And it's to me, in my opinion, it's only going to result in better camaraderie for that team. I don't know if it's going to result in wins or losses. I don't know if they have the talent to do that. But that team will be closer and be more connected because of things like this.
So actually, there's a lot of people who criticized it. A lot of people thought that this was kind of a dumb idea, and this is like the Jets typically.
Who are those people? Those outside
national media members. I heard, for example, Cowherd crushed it, and so did
Cowherd play. Not that matters.
Yeah,
but I think it matters. In this system,
I think 14
snaps.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it like a third
minus 14?
Okay. And the only reason why I ask is because when you coming from a player and a coach, and Aaron Glenn played at a high level for a long time in the NFL as well. This is something that I would have loved as a player. No coaches out there. You don't have to worry about mistakes. You don't have to worry about being lined up incorrectly because, A, you're going to do it right. But if you're not, your teammates are the ones that are going to tell you, hey, remember we talked about this. You need to be here. And it's not pressure to where you're feeling like I have to be 100% correct. It allows you to make mistakes and be corrected by your teammates. And so for me, I think it's a great idea. And the fact that Aaron Glenn was out there, he probably was just holding the whistle. blowing the whistle, next play. This is on you.
Yeah.
If you can't do it here, you're not ever going to be able to do it. There's no pressure. There's no coaches screaming, yelling, fussing, cussing. It's on you. Get the job done and hold your teammates accountable for the job that they need to do.
John Middlecoff was the other name that crushed
What did they
it.
say?
That basically this is kind of what the Jets do. This is here's my
outside the box type thought.
Well, here's my interpretation though, right? It's new. It's not something they're used to, so we have to criticize it. And I don't even think this is just those two. We all, to some degree, we lean to that, right?
But if it was the Chiefs, though,
if it's the Chiefs,
if the Chiefs who are making up plays and doing ring around the rosy,
right.
Oh my gosh, look at them!
Which
they're
makes
putting in the
sense.
extra work. They're Super Bowl champions.
Patrick Mahomes throwing balls behind his back, and it's the greatest thing. He threw it left-handed. Look, he can do anything.
But they also have the resume to back that up. So there is a success versus failure component here. But Aaron Glenn just got there. Now, he'd played with the Jets, but this is somebody who can, let's give this a chance here. Let's see. But Marsh, what were you?
Well, I was going to bring up how tough is it for a coach like Aaron Glenn, who I believe can, to some degree, change the culture in New York for the Jets. How tough is that, though, when you have the ownership group that the Jets have? Can a great head coach basically take a team that's in the basement and get them out of the basement when ownership basically is, let's just say, not the ownership group that I would want my favorite team to have?
Yeah. Either meddling or incompetent. I think it's extremely difficult, but we've seen it done before.
I mean, I think the Detroit Lions are an organization that has struggled mightily for decades, and now they got Dan Campbell in there, and they're playing at a high level year after year. I think the right head coach can shift the culture because you take on the identity of your head coach. That's generally how teams play. If you got a head coach that's kind of your team is probably the Miami Dolphins come playoff time.
Right.
And if you got a team that is tough, a coach that is tough, hard-nosed, that's probably how that team is going to play. I think the Jets, I love this idea. I absolutely love it. I just think it takes so much accountability as a team. Like the players are saying, we had to divide reps. We had to decide who was going to play how many reps. That's accountability in itself. All right, you get 4 reps this series. I'm going to take 2.
Yeah.
You're the starter. I acknowledge that. There's a hierarchy here. You got 4 reps, I get the next 2, and then we'll rotate. We'll keep doing it like that. If you're not aligned properly, hey, man, you need to be here. You're not in the right coverage. Your stance, your mechanics are wrong. That's players holding each other accountable. To me, that's again, I don't know if it's going to lead to any wins, but I can tell you that team, because of this, will be more connected to one another and understanding the limitations and the capabilities of each man on that roster.
We got a text from the 314. We did this in college after a bad start to camp, and it clicked everything. We went 10-1.
That's awesome.
I did this too. Except I was pissed off. I told all our coaches, hey, we done. Y'all stay out here and practice. Figure it out. I did. I walked off. I was sick of their asses. I'm sick of y'all.
And you guys won?
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. It was in the summer.
Oh.
So it was like, I said, do you think I'm going to sit out here and watch this anymore? Coaches, we're gone. They're like, where you going? We're done. Y'all got another hour. Figure it out.
Did you watch from the parking lot?
No.
You just
I
went
left. We went inside. They figured it out. Or they didn't. We weren't. I don't think we were that good that year.
I kept waiting for and you know what? The guys galvanized and we won on Saturday.
It's how you find the leadership group.
That's true.
Because somebody has to take that role.
Yeah.
Whether it's a quarterback, whether it's a receiver, offensive lineman, a tenured guy, a guy that's been there 8, 9, 10 years, or a young guy that is the one. You find out who the leaders are. And I'm sure Aaron Glenn was out there watching that as well. Because it's not just about the X's and O's. Okay, who do the guys rally around? Who are they looking to when they mess up or when they do something right? Who are they looking to for that pat on the back or kick in the butt? Say, hey, we need to do this better. Because each team has 3 or 4 of those guys, and a situation like that brings those guys out.
That's Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Andrew Marsh was thinking about the center field situation over the last couple of days. Are we sure that Victor Scott is a shoo-in to be the everyday center fielder again next year? That's next on 101 ESPN. Oh, I love that football is nearly back. We got some college action this weekend, and before long, we're going to have NFL. And there's no better place to watch the NFL or no better place to play on NFL players and stats and things like that than Underdog, especially while you're watching football. They got live action, but if you want to do anything, pre-flop playing on Underdog, it's easy. Just choose whether or not a player will go higher or lower on their stats. So if you like a matchup, you really like an individual matchup for a receiver, a quarterback, a running back, choose whether or not they're going to go higher or lower on their touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. They've got all the stats there at Underdog. Again, you could play even during the games, too. You can play for as little as $1, and if you get everything right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash just for playing for as little as $1 at Underdog. So download the app today. Sign up with my promo code, which is Anthony, to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. Again, with my promo code, which is Anthony. So just remember my first name after you download the Underdog app. Millions of fans have already won billions making plays on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 or older in present Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncbgambling.org.
Center, down for a base hit. Here comes Pereira around third. Throw to third, close, and in time they got him. Did the run score? It did not. They waved it off.
That was Chip Carey on the call for FanDuel Sports Network. Marsh, you were thinking about the center field position. You were talking to Carey and I in the office before the show, and you said, is Victor Scott really locked in for 2026? And you weren't suggesting that he shouldn't. You were just wondering, with him being injured and the Cardinals getting a longer look now at Take Me to Church, perhaps Victor Scott isn't a complete lock.
Now, before we get into this, my thought is he will be your center fielder moving forward. But I find Nathan Church to be interesting. He's got a really good arm. Before coming up to the bigs, he doesn't strike out. Now, he has 14 at-bats. He has yet to get a hit. And his 14 at-bats, he has not gotten paid. Unlike what the Orioles did with their youngster.
Sure.
But I find him to be fascinating, and I'm just wondering if there's something there with bringing him up in specific rather than maybe somebody else this late in the year. Are they looking for something out of Nathan Church? Could he be a part of this team moving forward? And if so, what does that mean for Victor Scott? Who knows, right? Could this be something as simple as we just brought this dude up just to bring him up? Or do they want to give him more of a look? Because why is he playing so much? And I know BK brought up earlier today that someone he had talked to, they want to keep Newt healthy so they're not playing him in center field all the time.
Yeah.
But, you know, is there more to this, or am I just reading too much into it?
This to me goes back to the bigger question of what do you want? Not you, Marsh, but you want wins. But if you're the Cardinals, like, how are you constructing your team? Because Victor Scott, you have no idea if Victor Scott is going to develop into a consistent hitter. You don't know if he's going to be a solid contributor offensively. But you know his speed plays, and you know he's an elite defender. So do you want to go with a team that is outstanding up the middle defensively? That was always a big thing with Dave Duncan. Always. He wanted his catcher, his shortstop, his second baseman, and his center fielder to be elite defensively. And for the most part, the Cardinals had those players under when Dave Duncan was here. I don't really know what this Cardinals team is looking for. I've heard Mo talk about flexibility in the past, and we've seen how this flexibility has worked out where guys can play multiple positions. All right. I don't know if that's been a benefit. I know that other teams do it. I know the Dodgers move their players around. I know that, the Rays move their players around. I know that other teams kind of mix and match. It's more common in baseball now than it certainly was, Carey, when you and I fell in love with the game in the 90s. But is it a benefit with this roster, with this personnel? Or do you want to say, no, we want to be unbelievable up the middle of the diamond defensively? If so, Mason Wynn and Victor Scott and Brendan Donovan, if you keep him at second base, that's a hell of a start. Now, you got to figure out the catcher spot, as we know. But I'm good with that. But if you can't answer the simple question of what do we want out of the middle of our diamond, or what do we want out of our team identity, then you're going to have a difficult time answering whether or not Victor Scott should be your regular center fielder.
I think people want Jim Edmonds. You want a guy that is a Gold Glove defender and can hit close to 400 home runs, close to 2,000 hits. Like, that's ideally what you would like. That ain't what you got. And so, for me, Victor Scott, to me, is he's been outstanding on out in the field, right? I think Nathan Church has done a good job, but Victor Scott, in my opinion, and Nathan Church only has had a few opportunities, but I think Victor Scott, that ball bounces on Nathan Church, and he throws him out. It's a great throw. The only time the ball hits the ground is if God says it's going to be a double or a single. And Victor Scott, you're not going to get to it. Because Victor Scott gets to everything. Like, he literally tracks down. He's so good in center field, you don't feel bad about having Jordan Walker or Burley or Newt and Burley or Burley and Herrera, because I'm going to cover enough ground that you guys don't even have to run as far. I don't know if Nathan Church, I'm sure he has that capability, but we haven't seen enough of it just yet. So for me, you talk about defense up the middle, yes, and more, please.
Yeah.
You got one spot solidified in Mason Wynn. Victor Scott staying healthy, if he's capable of doing that and performing at the level that he is and has thus far, I think he'll be a guy that is, we joked about it a couple of weeks ago. Will he ever actually win a Gold Glove? Because he catches every ball so easily that you don't have the diving plays. You've seen a couple of them here the last couple of weeks.
Right.
But you don't get many of those because he has such a great first step and tracks the ball so well that balls that are so far in the gap, he just makes it easy because he's able to run up under it. So for me, I think defense up the middle is extremely important. Are you going to get Jim Edmonds level at the plate from Victor Scott? I don't know. Probably not, because to me, Jim Edmonds is a Hall of Fame baseball player and has played his entire career that way, both offensively and defensively, which is rare. But the defensive part of it, I think Victor Scott is outstanding. He's done a stellar job thus far.
I think my interest level in this conversation is because the Cardinals protected Nathan Church from being drafted by another team in the Rule 5 draft. So they put him on the 40-man. He can now play for the Cardinals, and you're going to look at him. If there was no interest in him at the big league level, they probably wouldn't do that. But there is some interest in seeing what this guy can do. So you protect him. You put him on the 40-man before the deadline happens. And now you're watching him play. So I think it opens the conversation up. But I mean, I agree with Carey, and I think everyone would start Victor Scott in center field for 2026, and maybe this isn't even a conversation if he doesn't get injured.
Right.
But I just find it fascinating, and I don't know if the Cardinals at this point in time have the luxury of even saying, outside of maybe a few people on the team, that this position is locked up for 2026, especially with a new guy taking the GM spot heading into next season.
Sure.
I don't even know if you could say that for Burleson, Nootbaar, Donovan, because those guys are in conversations for being traded.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there really is a player that you could say outside of Mason Wynn and then Wilson Contreras that this guy is locked in for 2026.
Yeah.
So that's why I bring up the conversation. I don't know what they could do. Who knows?
Well, it also, it goes hand in hand, too, I think, with, splashback deuce and the snake pit goes pretty neat when a player can hit end field. It's kind of like a baseball player. Absolutely. That's the whole reason why we're having this conversation.
Listen, if the Cardinals had 6 guys that could do that, they might not be 18 and a half, 20 games out of first place in the division.
Well, good point. I think we're asking for a lot, though, in that case.
All I ask is for a catcher.
Yeah, you've been asking for that for a while now. I think you got to be patient, Carey. They're coming up. There's about 3 of them in the system that people like.
All right.
Maybe. Yeah, that's true. All right, moving on. Who is to blame when a QB, especially one that's selected in the top 10, who's to blame when that quarterback doesn't develop even within the first couple of years and you're already moving on? That's next on 101 ESPN. 5:06, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Jamie Rivers will be back with us on Monday. There was an article in The Athletic talking about Anthony Richardson and how the Colts might already be done with him, Carey. And by done with him, I mean, it means they're ready to move on, obviously. Maybe not cut him or release him at this second, but done with him at least as a starter. The fact that you're starting Daniel Jones is indication enough that you're kind of ready to move on from Anthony Richardson. Now, you've also broken down why the decision wasn't that hard. Anthony Richardson gets to the line of scrimmage in a preseason game and can't spot where the pressure's coming from, nor is he able then to tell his offensive linemen who they need to shift over to block.
Correct.
Winds up getting hurt on a play, and again, Daniel Jones named the Week 1 starter. My question is, though, as somebody that's been in the NFL, you've seen these situations play out, especially with quarterbacks. Who's to blame when a kid like Anthony Richardson comes into the league? He's clearly talented, but everyone knows he'll be raw.
Yeah.
He didn't play a lot. It wasn't like it was a big secret. Right. Anthony Richardson didn't play much at Florida, but the talent was there, which is why the Colts selected him that high to begin with. So a couple years after the fact, even though they had to develop him, they're like, you know what, he probably isn't the dude, and we have to move on. Who ultimately do you think takes the blame for that, or is that a shared responsibility?
Well, it has to be ownership. It has to be the head coach. It has to be the general manager, everyone, and the quarterback. Like, everyone. Whoever drafted him, whoever decided to pick him that high, whatever coach was unable to get through to him, and him, the inability to pick up certain things and understand, what's going on and how to protect yourself. If you don't know nothing, I tell running backs this all the time. If you don't know nothing, you should know when you're getting the ball. Mm-hmm. It blows my mind how many times you'll see a running back go the wrong way on a play where they're getting the ball and the quarterback's sitting there holding it. Like, dude, you didn't know you were getting the ball?
Right.
What the hell are you doing? The same thing for a quarterback. You don't know how to protect yourself. You don't know where the hit is coming from. Now, if the line misses it, the running back gets blown up, somebody just gets whooped, that's not your fault. Sometimes you get smoked and you didn't expect it. But when you have the capability, and again, it's a preseason game, to set the front, set the line the right direction, know where the hit is coming from, and not get rid of the ball or not change the protection, that's on you. But it's also on the coaching staff because you put him in that position. You, at some point, had to have known that he doesn't know what he doesn't know. And you still took him out there. You still let him go out there and play in that game and put him in a position to get hurt. So everybody's at fault. Mm-hmm. The people that drafted him, the head coach that puts him in that position, and the quarterback. Now, as a head coach and an offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach, I can tell you 100 times, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Then you have to do it. Then it's on you. But if I know in practice that we go on 5-man protection with no running back in there and you continue to get pat on the side of the hip from an unblocked defender, I probably ain't going to call that protection either. Mm-hmm. I'm probably going to leave as many people in there as possible so I know you don't get smoked because you haven't figured that out just yet. So, yeah, everybody. They're all in charge of what took place. And the grown-ups in the room decided, yeah, we ain't going to do this no more. Mm-hmm. Preseason is one thing. Regular season is another thing. Everybody's job is on the line. When you don't play well, when your team stinks, everybody is getting viewed under a lens. Like, we're going to look at everything. Hell, the trainers might be getting looked at. You didn't get this guy healthy quick enough. The equipment manager, why the helmets keep popping off when they keep popping off the chin straps. Everybody. So if the quarterback ain't right, you got to find somebody that is going to make sure that team is at least in the right direction, in the right room, going in the right direction with that offense.
Do you think we are looking at this situation in such a light because of the quarterback that replaced him? If it was a different guy, maybe a little bit more proven of a dude that got brought in, beat him out.
Yeah.
Maybe we're looking at this situation a little bit different, but because it's Daniel Jones of all people, mm-hmm. we're looking at Anthony Richardson and being like, this dude's a bust. Daniel Jones beat him out.
Marsh, I think it's a great point. Yeah, I think it's a great point. If it were Kirk Cousins as much as I like to dog on Kirky football, we know that he's got an established, regular season success rate. We know that he can play.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's Daniel Jones, who, yes, won one playoff game, but he's a one-hit wonder, and that's it, and really never developed himself, the fact that Daniel Jones became the starter, and Shane Steichen said he's the starter, period, moving forward, you're right. It sheds a different light on the situation. I think that if you're Steichen and you had a hand in drafting him, correct me if I'm wrong, Shane Steichen he's on the defensive side of the ball, right?
Believe so. Or was he the OC?
He was the OC with the Eagles.
He was the OC, yeah. Gannon was the D coordinator.
Correct, who's now in Arizona.
Yeah.
So
an Eagles team that went to the Super Bowl, by the way.
Right. That's your offense. Like Kyle Shanahan knew that Trey Lance wasn't a fit. Once he got in the door, it's like, it's not going to work. Brock Purdy fits my offense better.
Yeah.
We're going to have to move on. We're going to have to admit the mistake. You're Shane Steichen. Maybe he's doing the same thing, but
maybe that wasn't his draft pick. Because you also get, you got a lot of voices in the room, right?
Yeah.
And you can have head coaches and GMs disagree. You can have ownership and GMs and head coaches disagree. At the end of the day, the person that's cutting the check is the one that's going to yay or nay. Who do you trust more? Do you trust your coach more? Do you trust your GM more? And you go in that direction. I don't know who made the decision. I don't know if Shane Steichen was on board for drafting Anthony Richardson. I don't know if they were like, yeah, this is the guy for us. Mm-hmm. But he's here now. And you bring Daniel Jones in. Daniel Jones has played, I guess, 55 more games than Anthony Richardson has in the NFL. He's probably got way more experience, even though he's not as talented or as gifted. But he's probably a better quarterback for what they're trying to do right now. Him being cut, I don't think that matters. He was also a first-round draft pick as well.
I mean, he probably looks like Joe Montana compared to
maybe
from just the ability to set the protections. I would imagine. But my point is, like, John Lynch. There's reports that John Lynch was the one that really pushed for Trey Lance, and eventually Kyle Shanahan got on board. But as soon as it was clear to Shanahan that Brock Purdy was a better fit, that's the route he went. Shane Steichen had to have some input and say on Anthony Richardson. And if he wasn't a fit for your offense, or was a shaky fit for your offense, or you didn't have a game plan for that, well then, dude, why'd you take him?
Well, and they don't have the luxury that the 49ers have either. The 49ers, maybe not so much last year, but in previous years, they could get away with having a Trey Lance not be the dude that ultimately they wanted him to be, because they had a succession plan, essentially. They had another option, and they were a better built team. They've had success. So I'm sure Trey Lance is an afterthought in that organization at this point, whereas the Colts aren't in that situation, and they don't have as good of a dude as Brock Purdy. They have Daniel Jones, and they're still not a good team.
Yeah. MD 2020 is not wrong. As a QB, you can't take yourself out of a game because you're tired in the middle of a drive. I don't know how you recover from that. That's that great point.
To me is probably more egregious than not knowing, like, that part.
Yeah, you can kind of fool yourself into like, oh, this guy's got a great arm and he's a great athlete. He'll work.
I would have laid you gotta be smarter than that.
Yeah,
you should have went down and grabbed your knee. My knee is hurting. What happened? I stepped wrong.
Yeah,
I need to play.
Yeah.
All right, it's back.
Yeah,
but to tap your helmet, I'm tired.
Tapped out.
Hell no.
Well, that goes back to our conversation we had. It was either last week or a few weeks ago when we played that Cam Newton audio about a player being labeled a certain thing or whatever it is off of one play or one specific moment in their career. And I think a lot of people label Anthony Richardson as the guy who basically tapped out on his teammates, that he quit the drive, and now people remember him for that.
Sure. Yeah,
and that's tough to get rid of, especially if you're not getting opportunities to basically course correct.
Yourself. Right. Yeah, and Cam Newton, of course, can still go on the fact he's an MVP and all that. Yep. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We got biggest question of the day next.
biggest question of the day, brought to you by Mentality. Our patients experience a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Reclaim your health at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
All right, time for the biggest question of the day with Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Marsh, you cooked up a Jordan Walker-related big question of the day.
Yes, I did. I came across this on X from Cardinals Stats and Facts, and we know that stats and facts are important, especially here in the fast lane, and according to emailer Patrick, yes. So this is just a graphic that this account posted on X, and they highlight Jordan Walker, who currently ranks third in bat speed in the entire entire MLB. And it says he is joined by some elite company in baseball. So I'll just run through some of these names. O'Neal Cruz is at the top of that list in terms of bat speed, 78.8. Junior Caminero, who plays for the Rays, 78.3. Jordan Walker, he's third, 78.0. Behind him, Joe Adell, 77.6. You have Nick Kurtz at 77.5. Kyle Schwarber, 77.2. Aaron Judge, 76.9. And then you have a couple other people down the list, but we're not going to go over all of them. So in terms of bat speed, I mean, this dude is at the top of the list. However, everything else is not necessarily in the same conversation as those players that I just mentioned. You know, expected slug, Jordan's at 373, whereas Joe Adell, who's behind him, is at 562. Caminero, who's ahead of him, 486. Barrel percentage, Adell 17.1. Junior Caminero 11.7. Walker's at 9.5. On this graphic, he is the lowest in terms of barrel percentage. So the question that I have, you know, when we look at Jordan Walker, is bat speed and basically what ifs, is that keeping Jordan Walker in the conversation when we talk about this team, this roster? But what do you see from that graphic? And is there more to this than just his bat speed and all the other things that play into it?
I think Jordan, look, I am not I'm not a hitting coach. Yeah, I know.
What?
Yeah.
Anthony.
I don't pretend to be.
What?
I'm a guy with bad opinions.
No.
But what I see from Jordan Walker is somebody that is constantly trying to put a good swing on a bad pitch. And it's the thing that I often highlight. It was one of the biggest things that I always say from Dunk, because it makes the most sense. Mm-hmm. You can't walk up to you could have the prettiest swing you have ever seen. Will Clark had like the prettiest swing. Ken Griffey Jr. had one of the prettiest swings in Major League Baseball. You can't walk up to the plate and have the greatest swing and make contact if the pitcher throws a slider 3 feet outside. Mm-hmm. What's big picture with that? Big picture is going to the plate with an idea of how that pitcher is going to attack you and get into account where that pitcher makes a mistake. They say that home runs are thrown, not hit, and I'm a big believer in that, because you have to make a mistake or the hitter has to know what's coming. Mm-hmm. And therefore it turns into a mistake for you to hit one out of the park, right? Exit velo, bat speed, all that. That's all. That honestly, that is all physics.
Yeah.
You know, the launch angle that we bag all the time. It's just, we're just talking about physics of hitting a baseball.
And to your point, someone commented on on this thread. There's a couple comments that I want to bring up, but this one in particular, based on what you're saying, Z-Ball Vol says this is akin to no one cares how hard you throw ball 4.
Right. So you're going up there, you're swinging fast, or you got the right launch angle, all that, but you're constantly 1-2 and swinging at breaking pitches that are outside the zone. You're expanding your zone. So I think when it comes to the development of Jordan Walker, it comes down to pitch recognition, having an understanding when he gets in the batter's box how that pitcher is going to pitch him, and what he needs to do to put a good swing on a mistake pitch. And I think that's part of being a big leaguer, which hopefully he's trying to figure out. He just has not put it all together.
Well, and this doesn't mean that he can't figure it out. And I'm glad that there's a player on this list that has also struggled, that is having one of their best seasons in Major League Baseball. And Noah, who was a part of this text thread, says the guy right below him, who we mentioned, Joe Adele, took him almost 6 years to get it right, and now he is breaking out into stardom. Some guys deserve more patience than others. Jaywalk is one of those guys. So it is a thing. Like, there are players out there that it takes them a long time. I think Joe Adele is one of those dudes, and he is a part of this conversation that we're having right now.
Right.
Could Jordan Walker become Joe Adele? Who knows?
And he's playing for a bad Angels team.
He is.
Who they're allowed to be, kind of patient with their players because the fan base.
Jordan Walker's playing for a good Cardinals team?
Fan base don't care. No, he's not.
No. Okay. It was like a compare and contrast.
The Angels have been bad for so long.
That the fans are disinterested. They don't care about the whole patient thing. They can have a little bit more of it. Whereas Cardinals fans don't really have that.
There's been more bad Angels season where the fans are disinterested than the Cardinals.
I was going to say, because the only difference between the Cardinals and the Angels is the city. Yeah. Same colors, same team. Hell, what's the Angels' record? It might be better. Are they better than us?
The Angels are 61-66. They're 6.5 games out of the final wild card spot, whereas your Cardinals are 1 game under 500, and somehow, some way, only 4 games behind the Mets for that final wild card spot.
Why not us? Why not us? Get in the tournament, damn it! All you got to do is get in. Anthony, you know that. Get in the tournament, baby. Anything is possible when you get in the tournament.
Carey, we established earlier
it's possible. 4 games.
Off the bandwagon. We've been doing better when we're off the bandwagon.
4 games. Just keep playing.
Anyways, that is my thought on like the Jordan Walker portfolio and what I'm seeing from the eye test. All right, I mentioned this to you earlier, Carey. I know you heard this audio earlier, Marsh. I thought that BK and Tanner had a really great conversation today about Jordan Walker, in which Tanner was very kind of like the passionate fan talking about Jordan Walker and how he needs to be played all the time, and BK was countering him, and I thought he was bringing up some good points. Here's Brandon Kiley on Jordan Walker.
Off-season decisions are what determine Jordan Walker's role for 2026, because I can't think of a scenario where he will jump based upon a 20-game sample size, Alec Burleson, Brendan Donovan, Lars Nootbaar, or Ivan Herrera on my depth chart. He's not jumping those guys because they have multiple seasons of production. Jordan Walker, we're talking about potentially 20 games of production. So, yeah, they could say, hey, 3 of those guys are gone this offseason. We're opening the runway once again for Jordan Walker to be our guy because that 20 games opened our eyes so much that we need him to play every day. But if I'm the manager and those guys are my options and their options ahead of Jordan Walker, it's hard for me to put him in there over those players when they frankly have been better than him now for multiple seasons. And 20 games is not going to change my opinion in that. He's T-Bone, that's Bradford, I'm BK. That doesn't mean I think that I'm giving up on Jordan Walker. I still think he could potentially be a good player. I'm just really struggling right now to see exactly how we find that here in St. Louis.
What do you think about that? When you had an opportunity to listen to it,
I think I think he's spot on. I think right now, looking at the depth chart, you got to be better than the people in front of you. Like, that's sports,
right?
Like, it ain't a participation thing. Like, you have to produce better than the people in front of you. I coached. I told you. I would tell my team. I would tell my parents. Your kid either ain't playing because he doesn't know what he's doing, or somebody's better than him.
Right.
That's it. There are no other options. He don't know what he's doing, or somebody's better than him. If he wants to play, he needs to know what he's doing, and he needs to be better than the people that are in front of him. It's that simple. It's competition. If you don't do well enough and you aren't performing well enough, your opportunities become more limited. And Jordan Walker is probably approaching that. He's probably going to have to, this offseason, restructure some things, figure out what mechanics work for him, what he can recreate over and over and over and over again, and go with that.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, because just getting there is one thing. It's hard as hell to make it to be a professional athlete. It is so damn hard. And it is so much harder than that to continue to stay as a professional athlete.
Right.
So at some point, if things aren't working for you, you have to figure out how to make them work. And it's on you. Ain't nobody coming to save you.
Yeah.
Like, you got to figure it out, and you got to figure it out sooner rather than later. But I agree with BK. Right now, unless some things shift drastically for this roster, it ain't no spots for them. Ain't no seats.
Seats taken.
Seats taken. You gotta lift somebody up out of the seat and take it from them.
Mm-hmm.
And you do that by hitting the ball and hitting hard and hitting in play.
I thought you were going to say hitting them.
That's one way. There's a lady, it's a documentary, it was actually a true story. A lady did that to another lady.
Did she do it, or did she
had
had somebody else do it for her?
Allegedly, she didn't know. She claimed she didn't know, but she knew. And, I don't know if she knew, but there's a whole story, Anthony.
Huh.
And the lady was, why?
Why would she do that?
Well, there was only a few spots available. And allegedly, that lady that wanted the spot, the other lady had that spot, and she wanted it bad. If you wanted something bad enough, Anthony, sometimes you got to
hire some goons to take it for you?
Buddy, sometimes.
All right. Do you think the Cardinals have their answer on Jordan Walker for 2025?
No.
And that is why he's getting the amount
25.
He's getting the amount of at bats, plate appearances that he is getting down the stretch.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I think they're probably looking at it like this kid is not going to make wholesale improvements right now. We can play him every single day, and it may actually work out where it works against us. So we're just going to manage this thing until the end of the season. We're going to get to the offseason. He's going to have a plan. They're going to give him a plan. And when he shows up in spring training, we're going to see where he's at. But you're probably right, Marsh, to ask that. Mm-hmm. They probably settled on it. They know, which is why you're only seeing him for 3-4 times a week now. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We're going to play Beat the Streak and Bet the Board next. I love working with Mosby Building Arts. You will too. Let's say you're looking at new windows. New windows boost comfort. They improve efficiency. They elevate your home style. And now through August 31st. So you're running out of time, but you still got a little time. But you call now. Call Mosby.com. You can schedule your appointment, because if you do, between now and August 31st, you could save up to $5,000 on new windows installed by the Mosby experts. Maybe you're not looking for new windows. Maybe you're looking for siding. You boost your curb appeal, protect what matters most. And again, between now and August 31st, you can get $5,000 off siding with exceptional style and lasting durability. You don't have to have all the money up front. They offer flexible payment options so that homeowners can enjoy a beautiful, functional space and pay over time. I've worked with Mosby in our house. I love that team. They do such a great job. They take care of the project for you. They do it right. If you have any questions throughout the time of your project, they always have somebody there to answer those questions each and every week. So if it's a long project like a kitchen remodel or a new bathroom remodel, they'll always have somebody checking in to make sure everything is on time. They order the products before they get started so that you're not without a kitchen or a bathroom or a basement for longer than you need to be. It's part of the reason why I always go with Mosby when we're looking at things like new kitchens, new windows, new siding, anything with the home. Details can be found at callmosby.com. Tell them Stalter sent you. It's Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take down the Tampa Bay Rays last night by a final score of 7-4. Miles Michaelis will be on the mound tonight for the Cardinals. First pitch tonight from George M. Steinbrenner Field is at 6:35. If you have missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our shows there. It's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We have Beat the Streak and Bet the Board coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by
Saliga
Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter, and it's time to play Beat the Streak. And we got our guy Nathan back. What's up, Nathan?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. We hear the cow. Now, Carey and I were wondering after the show or during the show if you named the cow.
Some of them have names.
What's one of the names?
One of them named is Elsa. You know, like from the movie Anna. Stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
That's where we get most of the names from. But I got so many, it's hard to keep track of them all without numbers.
Sure. Is any of the cows named Betsy?
Yes.
Hey, Carey, so what do you think the name is? I said one of them's got to be Betsy.
Yep.
All right. Very cool, Nathan. All right. Marsh, what's the order today?
So it's going to be exactly what it was yesterday. We all hit yesterday.
Nathan.
So Carey has a streak of 4.
Sorry, Carey. Hop it.
Nathan, of course, is at 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of us are at 1 as well. So
I think it was me, you, and then Jamie. Yep. All right, CD, lead us off.
Junior Caminera.
Okay. Nathan.
I'm going with Nick again.
Going with the nude again?
Yep.
All right, I will take Wilson Contreras.
Of course you would.
Carey, you already went.
I said, of course you would.
Yeah, but you said, of course you would. All right. Marshy?
I'm looking at Nolan Gorman right here. He's got an average of 800. 800 average.
Wow.
Against Olhauser. So give me Nolan Gorman today. Get a base hit.
Okay. And do we know Jamie's?
What did he put? I don't remember.
We'll give him.
No, let's see. I think he put it down. Let's see about the board. Going to be on today.
Nope.
No, he didn't.
Have one.
Oh.
No, home runs. He put Burley and Herrera.
He's probably going on.
Oh, he's a T. Gray fan.
T. Gray?
Oh, yeah. T. Gray.
Did the Cardinals change the lineup?
No. Oh, they did?
Yeah.
What?
Church is in.
Wow. All right, we'll go over that in a second here. Nathan, good luck to you and Newt Bar, and hopefully we get a chance to talk to you over the weekend. Or after the weekend, I should say.
Sounds good. Good luck to you guys, too.
All right, thank you, Nathan.
Thanks, Nathan.
See ya.
Thank you.
All right. Here's the new lineup. Lars Nootbaar is still leading off in left field. Ivan Herrera is hitting second, and he's your DH. Wilson Contreras is your first baseman. He's hitting third. Nolan Gorman is cleanup and playing third base. Mason Wynn is your shortstop, hitting fifth. Thomas Ajacey is hitting sixth and playing second base. Yoel Poso is your catcher. He's hitting seventh. Jordan Walker, who was hitting eighth, is playing in right field. Nathan Church is batting ninth, and he's in center field. So Alec Burleson is the one that's not in the lineup. And Marsh, I saw you checking Twitter. What do we got?
Right wrist discomfort. He injured his wrist on an awkward swing in last night's game.
Okay, so there you have it.
Right wrist discomfort.
Well said, Marshy.
Hope he feels better.
I agree. Time to play Bet the Board now. I saw the Steelers' final score, and I said, he didn't hit his parlay.
Did not.
Sorry, buddy.
That quick.
Yeah. I mean, it was the first game.
It was. Out of there.
Sorry, my man.
Yeah.
So Carey is officially eliminated. He cannot come back in the month of August.
How many days we got?
We have, let's
5.
see, 1,
Six.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, technically. So that would put you
Still
at
in
9.
there.
If Jamie wins tonight, you will be officially eliminated.
Not mathematics. The magic number is 1.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's still a chance. I believe in you.
I'm 4 games back.
Some don't. I do. I think you're going to be great.
Thanks.
It's great to be.
Michigan Wolverine.
All right. Marsh, latest standings.
All right, so Jamie is now in the lead. He has 9 points. I have 8 points. Anthony, you have 6 points. Carey, as we just mentioned, is at 3.
Okay. Now, bad. Jamie did send his pick in. You guys are going to have to check the odds for me. Make sure it's not over. Rangers on the money line, minus 150.
Who are they playing?
No idea.
Guardians. Nope, it's 164.
Of course, he'd send a pick that's minus 150 at
and then he
11 o'clock in the morning.
He said the Cubs on the money line, they're minus 126. That was his second option, right?
So Cubs it is. So he's got the Cubs at minus 126, Marsh.
Cubs at minus 126.
Yes.
I'm also looking at baseball today, and there was a game that was pretty memorable in my head, and that was the Colorado and Pittsburgh game. I think it was these two teams where I think they may have scored upwards to 30 runs when Colorado came back down by a lot and ended up walking that game off. So I'm going to look at that game tonight as those two teams are playing each other once again, and I'm going to take the over 8.5 runs at minus 102.
Okay.
There was a sigh there. What does that mean?
I'm just breathing.
He's upset at himself.
Yeah, just taking a deep breath. What you got?
I'm going to go with the under 10.5 points in the first quarter of the Iowa State-Kansas State game tomorrow.
Under 10.5?
Under 10.5.
In the first quarter?
Yes, sir.
Give me the over.
Damn.
I ain't got nothing to lose.
Why don't you take whoever the Cubs are playing?
Yeah, you could have done that. That would have actually made more sense.
It's the Angels.
Angels, hey, they beat the Dodgers not too long ago.
Swept the Marsh. They swept the Dodgers.
If he was here, I'd have took him. But he's not here.
You just heard me.
I wanted you to feel the wrath.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you lose. I hope Spite loses again.
Spite has to win at some point. Otherwise, people wouldn't continue to be spiteful.
No, we're just dumb.
By the way, that game I was telling you about, the 17-16 win for the Rockies over the Pirates, it happened at the beginning of the month. What a game to blow if you're the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, I would say so. Hey, sign up to play fantasy football with Adam Wainwright, Lars Newbar, and others during Big League Impact's 2025 fantasy football season. You can help support some awesome charitable causes handpicked by the participating players and show off your fantasy skills with the chance to win a variety of prizes. You can find all the details on how to sign up for Big League Impact's 2025 fantasy football season now at 101ESPN.com. While you're at it, check out Blues and Brews. We have your chance to win a pair of free tickets to this year's Blues and Brews, which is Friday, September 19th at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. Get fired up for the blues season at this outdoor street party. And if you were there last year, and we were, it was a lot of fun. They feature live music from Grammy-nominated trio The Band Carey, plus appearances by blues players and alumni, food trucks, on-stage festivities hosted by 101 ESPN's Chris Kerber and Joe Vitale, and more. Tickets are on sale now for Blues and Brews, presented by Bud Light, 101 ESPN, and our sister station, 92.3 WIL. Find all the details and find the chance to win free tickets right now at 101ESPN.com and on the 101 ESPN mobile app. What we learned, 3 stars of the day. Wrap up the show next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and let me tell you about my good friends over at Genesis of St. Charles. They are the #1 Genesis dealership in Missouri for 2025. They're Missouri's first and only standalone Genesis dealership. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, you need to stop by there today. You can experience the luxury service at their state-of-the-art facility located at 5601 Veterans Memorial Parkway in St. Peters, right off of Mid-Rivers Mall Drive and Highway 70. They have a large selection of new Genesis models in stock, ready for you to take home today. Get the color you want, get the model you want. They'll get you taken care of. Every purchase comes with 3 years of complimentary Genesis service valet. It must be within 125 miles. That means complimentary vehicle pickup and delivery, plus a loaner vehicle at no additional cost. Schedule it now. You can go online. It is easy. If you're in the market for something new, let Genesis of St. Charles bring the test drive to you. They're closer than you think, right off of Mid-Rivers Mall, as I said. Stop in or go online and visit them today. GenesisofStCharles.com. That's GenesisofStCharles.com.
If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101@ESPN.com or your Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101@ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts brought to you by the Shedeur Company. Time to find out what everybody learned today. Marsh, what'd you learn?
Ooh, what did I learn today? I learned that apparently, even if you might not deserve the money, if you're next up in sports, particularly football, you're going to get your money.
Yeah.
You're next up. And I'm not saying Micah Parsons doesn't, I'm not saying that Parsons does not deserve the money. But I think there's some quarterbacks that have gotten paid. And I think you'd agree with this, Anthony. They might not deserve that mony.
I got one
Even
in
if
particular.
they're next up.
I got a guy top of mind, Marsh.
Yeah, I figured you did.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
There's a quarterback that I don't think his production
Daniel Jones
has ever matched his dollar value. No, not Daniel Jones. Certainly would be in this category, but not off the top of my head.
Zach Wilson.
Nope.
Sam Darnold until this past year. I know you're high on Sammy.
No, this is a play. What? Sam just got paid. No, I'm talking about a guy that has really held franchises
Prescott.
hostage.
Dak Prescott. Dak is probably on that list for you.
Does his last name have anything to do with, I don't know, family?
Family.
You might be onto something.
Within, maybe a member of your family.
Yeah,
extended family.
Most people would have these extended, this extended family. Sure.
Yeah,
most people.
Only if you have aunts and uncles, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess you could have second.
Right.
I learned that. I learn this every day, but Anthony really doesn't like cousins.
Well, I never said that.
You did.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Well, that's surprising because he's Italian, and we know Italians love family.
Yeah. The family.
Who do you think I was talking about?
No, Kirky.
Was that an Italian accent?
No.
No, that
was Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly. My family.
You heard that, right? When he went to LSU. My family. Like all of a sudden.
Where the hell are you
had
from?
Country
sir?
roots.
The family.
I'm pretty sure he's from the Midwest, isn't he? Brian Kelly?
I don't know where the hell he's
Certainly
from.
not from Louisiana.
He's not from the Bayou. Nah.
Go family.
He's from Massachusetts, so not the Midwest.
I mean, not
East
even
Coast.
close in terms of accent.
Yeah.
Should have a different accent.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Look at my family.
The thing that I learned is that Carey believes that the NFL is colluding to get Shedeur Sanders to not be drafted.
Nah, it's only a few teams needed a quarterback. It's not the entire. I said it's not. They didn't send out a memo. They didn't send out a memo to the whole league, to all the owners. But if one guy talks to another guy, and another guy talks to another guy, and another guy say, "Hey, man, there's a little telephone going on," you know, we learned about that earlier. Mo never said that Jordan Walker was going to be the next Albert Pujols.
Yeah.
The telephone message
Game of
gets
telephone.
distorted the further away you get from the originator.
Very true.
You know, first person that makes the.
We learned that in first grade.
We did. That's a very, very important game that you played as a young lad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a young lady.
Yeah, dude, same.
Yeah.
This really is good, guys. And gals.
Yes.
Have a good weekend, boys. We love watching or listening from Sandestin, Florida. Am I saying that correct?
Destin, Florida.
Destin, Florida.
Where does it say Sandestin?
Unless there is a Sandestin.
Sandestin. There's an S-A-N in front of Destin.
Maybe they meant to say San Diego.
San Diego.
We know what that word means.
Yes. Wales.
Oh, there is a Sandestin.
Oh, there you go. Sandestin, Florida.
Idiots. Okay.
They gonna tell me where I'm at, dumbass. I stand corrected.
Sandestin Golf and Beach Resort. Well, enjoy your time.
Curbstomp says, by far the best sports show going. Another banger today. Keep it up, boys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I love the banger reference, too.
You know what I did learn?
What'd you learn?
I forgot about this. Alice Cooper is not the lead singer of Alice in Chains.
And what I learned is Carey is as black as he is.
No clue. Any Alice in Chains songs or Alice Cooper. Really good guy, I'm sure. He seemed like he's a nice guy. He took pictures with people.
Yeah. No, not
the same.
Learn something new every day, man.
Yeah.
Just made sense to me.
Well,
I was so excited for you.
Yeah, you were. I was wondering why.
I'm like, Alice in Chains.
Did you get I was like, Alice in Chains? No, that's Alice Cooper.
Well, speaking of Alice Cooper, yeah, that leads us right into our 3 stars of the day.
Go for
It's
it.
time for Fastlane's 3 stars of the day. Presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
All right, our 3rd star of the day is going out to Betsy. We finally did figure out that is the name of of Nathan's
And Elsa.
cow. And Elsa, of course.
Elsa, yeah.
And all the other ones have
Let it
numbers.
go.
Second star of the day.
Marsh.
That's what he said.
Oh, did he?
He said they have names, but I can't tell them apart unless I see the numbers.
The numbers.
Okay. I thought of. Never mind.
Second star of the day goes out to Black Irish.
Yeah, that's
Black Irish.
Black
Carey's
Irish.
Yeah.
Irish.
Black
Yes.
Irish.
And, of course, first star of the day goes out to Alice Cooper.
He was not the lead singer of Alice
Who'd
in
have thought?
Chains.
Who'd have thunk it?
We got into the break, and Carey goes, "I'm sorry, I don't know that stuff. I'm black."
Black Irish.
AB in the statement goes, "I didn't know either, CD,
Thank you.
because we."
Yeah, exactly. Football players.
They're football players, yeah. All right, that'll do it for us. Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for watching and listening. For Jamie Rivers, who will be back on Monday, for Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. See you.